With Watto in his basement and 31 flavors. But the S is all dollar signs. Oh my with the super duper pants. S is all dollar signs. Oh my god.
Oh my god!
What a nice man. An incredible pro that guy is. Oh, Patrick is gone. George, okay.
What are we going to do about Patrick?
We need to talk about the Patrick issue because I feel like you and I have been on the same page this entire life.
Right.
Stop. Don't talk about it. All right, guys, we have a guest. I'm going to bring him in. He was brought up earlier on the stream, and people were saying he's got to get in here. So I'm going to bring him in right now. Please welcome Matt Gourley to the stream.
Matt Sabulba Gourley!
Cha-cha, Watto!
Hello.
Hi,
Matt,
George.
hello. Hello, how are you, Matt?
I'm a big fan.
Oh, thank you. You like Star Wars, or are you an Indiana Jones guy?
Do I have to choose?
No, you don't. This isn't like the end of Last Crusade.
Well, then I'm going to choose wisely and pick the franchise of it.
They're all great. They're all great.
Yeah. How you guys hanging in there?
And Han Solo was a carpenter, and he's in both franchises, so you don't have to choose.
He did some carpentry for you, didn't he?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
How's it holding up?
Pretty good. Pretty good stuff. I think he might have built this screen porch.
I think Harrison's carpentry is holding up better than any of our mental states right now.
How deep in are you guys? And can I help?
We're only 3 hours in. We're only 3.5 hours in, basically.
We're on episode 6. I just sent you the HBO login, Gourley. It should be in the private chat.
Okay.
But we have raised almost $4,800.
Wow.
Which is our highest per week for the ARLI streams was 51.46. So we are very close to getting beyond that. Some people are saying your volume is low too, Matt. I don't know if you
it is. Is this
despite your microphone being bigger than any of ours?
I also feel like George is too loud. I feel like George is very loud.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
It's all relative. I'm
Yes.
also logging into HBO right now.
Oh, there we go. Got the
Now, are you HBO Max? Are you on HBO Max?
I am, yeah.
HBO Max. And then,
but this isn't working. What you sent me?
oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
It's the opposite of yippee.
Hang on one sec. Let me
Oh no.
see why that's not working.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
And talk about yourself. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
Talking
Matt,
about myself, I directed Star Wars. I made Indiana Jones movies, American Graffiti, Willow, Labyrinth, Radioland Murders. I mean, what is the point here, Patrick? Tucker, A Man in His Dream. Thank you.
Right?
No, I produced it, and I also made him
produced it.
streamlight it. I made him streamlight it. He wanted it to be artier, and I said, no, make it like a Capra.
Okay.
Matt, I have to ask.
Yeah.
That should work. Give that another shot because
Okay,
it
maybe I
did work
did
for
something
me.
wrong. All right.
Um,
Watto, I can field your question while I'm
Yes.
logging.
Okay. So you picked the display name Matt Sabulba Gourley.
Yeah.
Now, Sabulba, of course, kind of my greatest rival in the world. I mean, he is indirectly the source of me losing a lot of money and also many of my slaves. I always bet against Sabulba. I always lose. Are you consciously trying to rile me up, or are you genuinely a Sabulba supporter? Which I understand. Look, I have friends on the other side of the political spectrum. I'm willing to break bread with a Sabulba supporter. I just want to know if this is in good faith or not.
I take issue with what you're saying because don't you usually back Sebulba, and the one time it screwed you when this little Anakin guy comes in? I mean, I feel like I could use some
one
support
time
back.
too many. One time too many. Yes.
You got to stop using those chance cubes, man.
Oh, baby, don't even talk to me about the chance cubes.
George, how did you come up with chance cubes?
I mean, it was just another great idea I had.
But just red and blue.
Red and blue, just like America.
Oh.
Yes. It's 50-50. 50-50.
Yeah, those prequels are just rife with political references because aren't you naming characters after like Trent Lott?
Lottad!
Yeah, Newt.
That's right.
Newt Gunray.
Yes, famous Nemoidian senators.
His Force Ghost must be so sad at all his favorite statues being taken down.
Hey guys, I got great news. I am logged in.
Here we go.
All right,
Ready.
so we are on an episode called Moments to Remember, season 7, episode 6.
Wait, we're in 6? Okay.
Yep.
Season 7, episode 6.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, people are saying, aren't we on episode 7 now?
7, all in the game.
Yes.
Oh, are we? Oh,
Yes, we're on episode 7.
Arliss?
In the game.
Oh, Arliss?
I don't know why it did that for me. I'm so sorry.
Episode 7, The Force Awakens of Arliss's 7th season. This is the real Force Awakens. It's 7 and 7.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Let's start in 1, 2, 3. Great.
It's all in the game.
It's all in the game.
Are people diving off diving boards in the sunset for you guys?
Yes, you're perfect.
Right.
You're perfectly synced up.
Perfect, Matt. You're right there with it.
Now, Matt, in the chat, people are saying that you once won a contest for being able to do the best impression of a flushing toilet. Is this true?
It's true, but it involves water. I can't do
Watto?
it. It was more about the setup.
We've got Watto.
Yeah, Watto, you have to do it.
Can Watto help you?
You can do it.
What can you explain to us what the impression entailed?
This was for this like publicity thing for this toilet company, and they went around to all these like improv groups in the mid '90s, and I did it. And
what a time to be an improviser! What a time to be an improviser in the '90s when the toilet groups were looking for improvisers, and you were there.
Age.
Yes,
that was the peak of improv. Was when the toilet companies came looking for the improvisers.
The thing that won it for me was I did the Coriolis effect where I would spin counterclockwise according to what hemisphere you were on. That's all it was. It's really not that impressive.
See, I know, I think that's very impressive. Also, I feel like people talk about like the comedy boom and bust of the 90s, and they rarely talk about how many improvisers became millionaires. In the 90s, it was like that money was just flowing.
The toilet money was flowing in for those 1990s improvisers. Now I have to say,
$1,500 for that, and then they hired me for the same amount every year to host it.
Wow!
Yeah.
So you were able to do an impression of how the toilets flushed on episodes 4, 5, 6, and 1, and then also an impression of how the toilets flushed in episodes 2 and 3.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
because of where we filmed the movies.
Okay.
The toilets flush different after when we. Patrick, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, Australia versus the Northern Hemisphere.
Patrick, you're rubbing your eyes. This could be clearer.
I get it.
But I've come to learn that I think that's a myth. That doesn't.
No, we did make the prequels in Australia. I know some people think it's a myth. Two of the three.
Okay.
Look, I know from Campbell talks about myths constantly.
Yeah.
Joseph Campbell.
Right.
Yeah.
And the myth of the toilets doesn't have any of the appropriate powerful aspects of myth.
George.
Right? I mean, this is what we deal with every day.
Do this all day.
What? I'm sorry. Did I talk about Campbell too much? I think it's the first time I've mentioned Joseph Campbell.
We love you just the way you are, George.
Hey, I'm sorry if anybody's already asked this, but where the hell is your plaid shirt?
It's too hot for plaid, even for me. I'm wearing a Mandalorian shirt out of as an olive branch to Disney, so that they'll air my Disney has an unreleased show of mine that they won't air. They won't put it out.
Do you know about this, Matt? Do you know about Star Wars detours?
No.
Okay, this feels like the kind of thing.
This feels like it's right up your alley, Matt.
This is right up your alley. Okay,
Right,
this is.
to me.
I want to make it clear. This is 100% true.
Yeah.
Okay. So around the turn of the last decade, right?
All right. Obama is in office. Picture it.
Right. Things are perfect. We've solved it, right? We solved America. George decides now is the time to make Star Wars exclusively funny. Star Wars has always been very funny, right? But he said, let's take out all the drama, all the action, all the stakes. Let's just make it laughs and a half, right?
Let's have fun.
So George fully self-finances and self-produces multiple seasons of an animated Star Wars TV show that is just spoofs.
Jokes, comedy.
And did it air?
No.
Great question. So his thought was, I'm so confident about this. I'll commission like 70 scripts. I'll animate 39 of them.
Did Rick McCallum have his hand in this? Because this sounds familiar.
I think he was gone at this point.
He was already gone?
Okay. But
I think Rick was back in Prague.
It was like a lot of the Robot Chicken people. He liked the Robot Chicken Star Wars parodies, so he brought them on. But you have a lot of big comedy stars, are voice actors on it. You have a lot of the original Star Wars cast, like Anthony Daniels and Billy D. Williams are on it.
Yeah.
Self-produces 39 episodes, and then Disney steals Star Wars, right? So George says, well, if you're going to steal it, look, the very least you can do, release my baby, 39 completed episodes.
The thing that I was leading up to the entire time.
And they said, no, we're going to put it on a shelf. It's been a decade. It's never been released. 39 completed episodes.
See, look, here's Lando and Han eating pancakes at Dexter's Diner.
It's very funny.
It's very funny. And think of this. I gave these cartoons to Disney.
Yes.
Because for nearly a century, what is Disney known for doing with cartoons? Releasing them. All right? It's not like I gave them to the post office or to the...
But they've got that Disney vault. They love that thing. They love
I know. That's why we made sure we said, don't make it like Song of the South at all. Yeah. And then we're golden, right?
Right.
But even famously, the Disney vault is a place to put things that were once released.
Yes, and Song of the South was released as recently as the 1980s.
Right, they never gone straight to vault.
No one goes straight to vault. Even Uncle Remus himself didn't go straight to vault.
No, they've gone straight to video. They've never gone straight to vault.
Phantom Menace is
a
really
home video release.
South.
What?
Phantom Menace is really your Song of the South.
Wait a second. What makes you think that the film that Watto had the largest role in is in any way problematic?
Well, I understand what you mean in terms of the fact that Song of the South was innovative in terms of the way in which they blended animation and live action. So
Absolutely.
I take your point. And it was not. There were not too many years between a European VHS release of Song of the South and the theatrical release of The Phantom Menace. It was within 2 or 3 years.
Okay, and they both have rides at the park. I mean, not for long.
Well, not for long, but Star Wars will have one for a long time if theme parks are ever a thing that exists again. But so it's not like I gave these cartoons to Exxon or Prudential or some company that would not know what to do with a cartoon. I gave them to one of the companies that knows exactly what to do with a cartoon. Release it.
Right. I'm with you on this.
And they decided, and I understand the first part of this, they decided they were getting ready to put out some very serious Star Wars movies. They're like, we want to do one where we kill Han Solo. We want to do one where we kill everybody. We want to do one, we want to kill people. We want to kill, it's going to be seriously. It's not the time for jokes. We're going to hold off on it. And I thought, fine. But here we are, and it's almost a decade later. And the world needs laughter more than ever.
If now isn't the time for jokes, I don't know when it is.
Yeah, why are people clamoring for the Snyder Cut when Star Wars Detours is sitting behind
Yes, the Snyder Cut doesn't exist. They're going to have to pay to make it cut.
Right.
39 finished episodes.
It's like 39 Snyder Cuts. 39 Snyder Cuts.
Matt, you say that? You say he should have put it in the contract? But once again, who would expect that Disney would refuse to release animation? It has never before been a problem.
No, they released The Emperor's New Groove. They'll release any animation.
They released Doug's first movie. What? Apparently. No,
I think that they're holding it back as some kind of anticipatory.
They release Treasure Planet. They'll release anything.
Yeah.
except for 39 episodes that I paid for out of my own pocket. They're done, and they're hilarious,
Why
Matt.
don't you just let those things fly in black market and pirate them or put them out on torrent?
There's a few. I'll tell you this, Matt. There's a few files that are floating around that they can't stop the signal.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I just
There's
love the tone in your voice. You leaned in.
Yeah, because I didn't want anyone else to hear.
I don't think
it's
anyone
kind of a
is.
secret little thing.
Watto, what did George just say?
But
there's a few files that are floating around.
Hang on, George. Watto can hear you. Watto can hear you, which I think means everyone can.
I don't think anybody.
Watto and I are connected. That's why.
Oh, I can't hear anything right now.
You guys are a dyad in the force.
No.
More like a triad, because I can also
let me in on this kinky thing.
Nobody can't stop the signal. Can't stop the signal.
Now, Gourley, some people in the chat are saying that they are willing to donate hundreds of dollars. Do you own David Koresh's guitar?
Oh, that one.
Oh, it's right behind you in the frame.
People are also saying they'll sit on this.
What?
People are saying I'll also donate if we get the Koresh-Kirsch combo.
I never thought how
my God,
are so similar. What does that mean?
They want you to play Koresh's guitar in character as Irvin Kershner.
And I'll do that. Okay, hold on.
Okay, so to make it clear, what gentleman Matt Gourley is about to do is play the guitar of former cult leader and central player in the Waco siege of 1993, but in character as Irvin Kershner, director of The Empire Strikes Back and The Eyes of Laura Mars.
This was a song that I originally wrote in the 1980s when the Rolling Stones had come by the set of The Empire Strikes Back, and we were filming a scene with the Goblin Man, the Yoder. He was crawling throughout. Now, I'm told after the fact, posthumously, meaning that the movie's dead, I have not died. Even though I have died, I haven't died here for our purposes today. That the Goblin Man was actually another man underneath, but during the entire filming of the movie, I never knew. And I see Frank Oz in the credits, and I'm thinking, did we make a movie where we go to Oz? And I don't even know. Later at the premiere, I met Frank Oz, and turns out he's Miss Piggy as well, which I understand Marlon Brando called him on the set of The Score, where he smiles with a digital smile at the end because he wouldn't do it. Anyway, this is a song that I wrote with Charlie Watts, the drummer of the Rolling Stones, who has no sense for melody, only rhythm. And it's called, I'm trying hard not to lean into Weird Al's Dagobah, Yoder, about the Goblin Man, but he made me. I can't even hear my little lute or my lyre.
There we go. The song is called Yoder.
There you go. He made me steak stew. It was Yoda, me, and you. Who is you? Well, it's you, R2. And then I kicked him in the swamp. And that's what you have to do. You have to initiate action and drama for there to be a story. Show, don't tell, unless you do a long expository crawl at the opening of the movie. Do tell a little bit. Just make sure it's fantastic and dramatic. I'm Irvin Kershner on David Koresh's 1978 Ibanez Musician.
Wow. Let's just say also, people should cross-reference this. A scary accurate Irvin Kershner impression.
Well, thank you. I should go. Thank you.
Bye, Irvin.
Thank you, Irvin.
Bye, Irvin. Thank you so much.
I'm going to a swap meet.
I feel so bad for invalidating Irvin's existence by calling him an impression.
Yes. No, it's all right.
Guys, I had to step out for a bit. What did I miss?
Oh my gosh. I feel bad that you missed a highlight.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was something.
Yeah.
It was something.
It was something.
How are our totals?
Yeah,
Our
let's look at those totals.
Now I'm waiting on that. Okay, here we go. Holy shit. So worth it. Upping it to 200.
Upping it to 200.
Wow. Waff Stewart.
Waff
Thank
Stewart.
you.
All
Waff
right.
Stewart.
So I'll let you know the totals once those come in.
Okay.
Wow. This is wild. Matt, who's your favorite Star Wars character?
It's so hard not to just say Han Solo.
Yeah,
he's a cool guy.
I mean, okay, let's take him out of it, but he is my favorite.
Okay.
But if you remove him from the equation,
yes,
who would you pick, Matt?
Star Wars minus Han Solo equals what favorite?
I guess. Oh, there's this little guy.
Who's your problematic
little guy?
fave?
You know, and he's this blue little guy on
blue.
just the desert planet of Tatooine. And I thought, I really like that guy, but the only way they could make him better is if he comes back and he's wearing one of those little World War I doughboy helmets.
Oh, you're talking a hat like this.
I thought you were talking about Max Rebo, so I'm surprised.
Yeah, wait, is there some relation? Are you guys like he's just a kind of?
We're cousins, but through marriage.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Ironically, even though we both have elephant-like noses. Or no, I'm thinking of. No, I am right. We're talking.
You're right.
Yeah, he's more plush, but you're a little more tactile or something.
I mean, once again, resemblance is purely coincidence, but we are related through marriage. Just to make it clear to you, Matt, the reason there is duct tape on this is I leave my hat taped to the wall, and I usually only take it down and put it on when we're watching episode 2 of our list.
Oh my God! Why
That's right.
episode? Oh, just because. Okay.
It's his sequel hat.
All right.
It's his sequel hat.
Okay.
A fun. Are you a music fan, Matt?
I am.
Do you like jazz music?
I do. Yeah.
Because Miles Davis' classic jazz album, Kind of Blue, is actually about Watto and Max Rebo. That's what the title is referenced to.
That's funny.
Not just to the color, of their bodies, but also to the fact that both of them possess a certain melancholy.
And also, all three of us used to do a smack together back in those days.
That's right. They used to do.
My favorite jazz album is Desmond Blue by Paul Desmond, and there's a song called Desmond Blue, and I'm just now putting together that you've taken the jazz world by storm, Watto.
Yes.
They're all writing about you. You're the biggest muse.
And once again, look, I don't like to talk about it because it's a shame spot, but really, it's only because I was a really good heroin hookup in those days.
That makes sense.
Yes, those were rocky days for Watto.
Now, guys, we haven't done this yet on this stream, but I feel like maybe we should give Matt an Arliss name.
I think so. I think after that performance, yes.
Okay.
Now, Matt, I don't know if you know this, but Arliss, he does not have a name like the rest of us. No. His name is not comprised of just your basic, characters. He has a name that tells you a little bit more. Two dollar signs that tell you that this man is all about business.
Gotcha.
But he's also all about sports.
Okay.
So one of our viewers, programmed this website that allows us to turn any name into an Arliss name.
Oh, this is exciting.
Now, we don't usually do this. It's kind of a special occasion, but you're the first Arliss name we've done this week. So I think let's kick things off right and just click on that More Arliss button.
Okay. All right.
Now do you feel ready?
I feel more excited about this than anything since quarantine started. This is the first reason for living I've had in months.
There we go.
I think we got to do it, right?
Yeah, let's do it for sure.
Arliss Gourley.
Okay. Now, Matt, we have to ask you 2 very personal questions, and I apologize for doing this publicly, but we have no other choice.
Okay.
Matt, on a scale from 1 to 4, how business are you?
4 being the most business, 0 being the least business.
Yes.
I'm all business.
Oh
my God.
And Matt, 1 follow-up question. On a scale from 1 to 4, how sports are you? Oh, you're 4 sports?
Yeah, that's my birth certificate. I recognize that. That's on my
birth
birth certificate.
It does not affect the pronunciation.
No.
Okay.
No.
It's still, you don't have to change the way people refer to you.
Right.
But that is your Arliss name.
Right. The football, the golfer, the martini glass, they are all silent. It is still pronounced Matt Gourley.
Oh, the martini glass feels really good.
Well, because, Watto and Arliss, he likes to play, but he also likes to play, if you know what I'm saying.
I think I do.
Wow. That's a good one.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's a really good one, Matt.
And meanwhile, in this episode of Arliss, Kirby is getting drunk and holding guns.
Oh,
yeah.
it is. How American is that?
This is really, yes.
Speaking of jazz, do you guys know what Dave Brubeck looks like? Because he looks just like Robert Wool.
Oh.
Oh.
Hang on one sec. I will pull up a picture for
Put
everybody.
him up there. Like that age.
Wow.
Dave Brubeck.
Hang on one
share-
second. Oh, yeah. Hang on one second. Let me pull up.
Wow.
Let me find the best one. Here we
Yeah.
go. Here we go.
I hope I'm earning my Arliss name.
You are.
Yeah. This is good. Here we go. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Get one. I see some of him like laughing, like open mouth laughing. Can you pull those off, Patrick? Because those look even more like Bobby.
He was such a
Sure.
laughy guy. He was always
He's a
smiling.
laughy guy.
Give me this one.
Much like the great Bob Wool. They always leave us laughing.
Yep.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
I wonder
Wow.
if Robert Wool was not trying to put together a biopic with him starring as Brubeck.
I know.
We can pitch it.
We got to ask our good friend Bobby.
you've got
He's already
to take 5.
stopped.
You've got to take 5. You've got to take 5. You've got to take 5.
Taco.
Take
burrito,
5.
burrito, taco,
Take,
taco,
you take
taco,
5.
burrito.
Boy.
I'm gonna pull up the new total. Hang on one sec.
Do we have a new total? Yeah.
We do.
Come on, people, make me proud.
Oh,
Here we go. You ready,
was in
Yes.
the hospital.
guys? We have surpassed.
Wow.
Last week,
Unfortunately, means I have to do the ice bucket challenge.
Yes, it does.
What do
Patrick
you have?
had-
Oh, really? Wow.
He has to do, we have these stretch goals. So Patrick has to do the ice bucket challenge now. But previously, last week, we raised $5,100 and change, which was our biggest single week total since Arliss.
that's right. That's
And
right.
that took not only a full season of Arliss, but the few viewing of Red Tails to get to. So
You ever seen Red Tails? Matt, have you ever seen Red Tails?
I have not. Should I?
You know what it is,
I'm
though, right?
sorry. Yeah, it's
got
a
to
late,
see it.
like one and only late stage movie, right?
Yeah, you got, well, Strange Magic, his only
Strange
live
Magic.
action. Yes.
What's
It's my last live action. Strange
Okay.
Magic's my last animated feature.
okay? I'm getting to it though. It's in my queue.
It's on Disney Plus.
It's back on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I don't have Disney Plus ever
Well,
since.
it's easy. It's easy. You just pay for it and you have it.
Okay, yeah, I'll get on that. Hey, look what I have.
What do you have? What do you
What do you
have?
have? What do you have? What do you have?
Oh, is that Han Solo's blaster?
No, it's a Stormtrooper blast.
Oh, okay. It's hard to see from this angle.
Is it encased in carbonite?
Oh, oh no.
It was
Matt?
just a sign. It was just a sign.
It was the placard?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the placard.
Okay, just a placard.
With those kind of clumsy reflexes, you could be an actual
You
stormtrooper.
could. Wow.
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 Huh?
Where'd you get that?
Wow.
Now there's a little bit of orange on the end of it. Is that to be safe?
Yeah, and you know, that's how they had him in the Star Wars universe.
Now, can you give us some backstory?
I got it on eBay.
Oh,
Great
eBay,
story.
eBay One Kenobi, you're my only hope.
I'm so thrilled.
Do you have what would you say if you were a stormtrooper? What kind of things would you say?
How you doing?
Here, I'll write some dialogue for you. I'll write some Star Wars,
Okay,
some
sure.
exclusive stormtrooper lines. I can't find them anywhere.
I can't find them anywhere.
I guess they're gone.
I guess they're gone.
I looked in all the hiding places,
I looked in all the hiding places,
but I didn't see anyone.
but I didn't see anyone.
I guess we better go in the other place.
I guess we better go in the other place.
Right. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Do you ever wonder why we're bad?
You ever wonder why we're bad?
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, me neither.
It's good. You delivered the punchline really good. I like that little flourish at the end.
Thank you, George.
Oh, I wish I was still making Star Wars. I put you right in it.
God damn it! I've always wanted to be a stormtrooper.
I put
in a
you
movie.
right in the Star Wars.
Can't you just start up a new franchise that's kind of like a knockoff Star Wars? that
I
just
thought
doesn't-
about it. I thought change a couple of letters in all the names, and they can't touch me.
I'm so dying to know what the details were for your new trilogy.
It was about invisible. It was about microbiology. The wills. You've heard of the wills?
Yeah, the WHILS.
Yeah. Yes, and how they control everything. They control all the living beings.
Yeah.
And they affect their lives and all this stuff. And basically, it was a cautionary tale warning about COVID-19. But nobody wanted to.
Okay, wait, hold on. Patrick is about to do the ice bucket challenge.
Okay, so I need to tell you guys a few things. First of all, I poured the ice that I had into this bucket, and then without realizing it, poured it in hot water.
So it's melted.
Kind of melted. It's melted.
It'd still be cold.
This is cold water.
Okay.
All right.
Because I poured out the hot water.
What music should we do for this? What music should we do for this, Patrick?
I don't know, but let's figure it out because I think it's about to start thundering.
Okay.
Oh, the Ice Thunder Challenge.
The
Are
ice
you worried you're going to be struck by lightning with that song?
Give you a
song.
Do we want to do the Cantina theme? All three of us together.
Yeah, let's do the Cantina theme.
Okay, ready?
Okay, yeah.
Let's take it in jazz tempo. 3, 2, 1. Dun 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 dun. Take a bucket, put the ice and pour the ice on your head now. Take a bucket, put the ice and pour the ice on your head now. You take a bucket, put the ice in it, pour the ice in your head now. You've got ice all over your head now. You've got ice. You've got ice. You've got ice on you now. You've got ice. You've got ice. You've got ice on you. And there we go. Very good ice bucket challenge. Someone did point out rightly that's not a bucket, it's a pot. We have to hold on. We have to check with the judges whether or not that qualifies as the ice bucket.
And the ice had melted.
How do we know that was ice?
Right, the ice had melted and it was in a pot. I think there are 2 lies already.
That could have been gelatin. It could have been warm.
Yes. This is like if Jimmy Cameron had made a sequel to True Lies and called it 2 Lies. Patrick, we have a little bit of a controversy among the people who donated for that.
People are flipping out, Patrick.
People are losing their minds, Patrick. They say it wasn't a bucket, it was a pot, and the ice was melted.
We think we might need to do a special edition on that.
I don't have any more ice.
Do you have a bucket?
Probably not.
All right. Well,
I'll look. Hang on. I'll look, and if I can find a bucket, I will do a cold water bucket.
Can you just run a cold shower?
Can we make some ice? We have plenty of time. Just make some more ice.
Now, Matt, you don't know this. I have taken a shower on the stream before.
Oh,
twice.
I shaved my head on the stream.
Oh my God! Why do you have to do all this?
You put a little. Well, we're trying to help people, and quite frankly, Patrick. I mean, no disrespect. You've done a lot of good things, but you never made any Star Wars movies. Like I feel like I've already done my part.
Yes,
that's a good point.
Now. But here's the thing. How long would it take to make some more ice in your freezer?
I would say it'll probably happen by the time we are done with this stream.
Well, that might be worth thinking about.
Okay. Get started.
I'll refill the ice.
Okay.
Refill the ice.
Guys, I do want to bring in another guest to join us. Matt, welcome to stay or whatever you need to do, but I'm gonna bring her in. The great Janet Varney is here.
Janet Varney!
Janet,
hello.
I didn't know you were here.
Look at everyone.
Hello.
Hello. I mean, I'm excited to see my friend Matt Gourley. I'm obviously a huge fan of the rest of you.
Thank you.
It's an honor to be here.
This is a surprise. I didn't know you were coming on either, and I was just going to usher the next guest on in, but I'll stay a second and catch up with you. How are you?
Yeah.
I'm okay. I was gonna say you'd be a fool not to, but then I was like, that's a harsh thing to say to a friend.
Yeah, you also, it feels like you're coming in with very like calm, balanced energy, whereas Matt has already been sort of like brought into our state of madness.
Yeah.
I see. So this would be a good time for me to do this that everyone loves in terms of being calm and grateful.
Yes.
Thank you. Never not horrible.
No.
Thank you.
Now, Janet,
I'm humble.
We were impressed by Matt's audio setup, his microphone. You've come in with an equally impressive microphone setup.
Look at this. I got a stand. I'm not even going to use it. I heard it's a little loosey goosey.
It
That
is
looks like a
little
vocal
loosey-goosey.
mic from the 70s, like you're on stage at Soul Train or something. That's good looking.
Gotta hold it with 2 fingers and nothing more.
Oh, yes.
Oh. Janet, you missed it. I just did the ice bucket challenge.
I mean, kind of.
But not
Kind
quite.
of.
Really, he did the water pot challenge.
Yeah.
The cold water pot challenge.
We
Room
said
temperature.
we said that if we raised more money than we did last week, I would do it. But I didn't have a lot of ice, so it sort of turned into like the cold water pot challenge.
He did have a lot of ice.
No, he also poured hot water over the ice.
Yes.
Was it
As
even?
if that,
Okay.
yeah, as if that wouldn't affect the ice.
It was
That's one of the few things that will make ice not be ice. There aren't many things that will make ice not be ice, but hot water is near the top of the list.
I mean, I would say, yeah. If you can't see the cubes,
Yeah.
no one knows if it's just a
Thank
nice, pleasant, lukewarm. It doesn't feel like it's going on faith that it's even cold at all. At all.
I mean,
Janet, it sounded like you were attempting to ask Patrick some follow-up questions, which I don't want to brush over. I think he deserves a full interrogation here. I really want to take him to court here on this one.
Oh, okay. Oh, so we've moved straight from interrogation into the courtroom. This is exciting. Your Honor.
Let's start this. Let's start this Arliss episode, and then we can.
But then the trial of Patrick Kottner.
Yes, the trial.
Well, Arliss is the great truth serum of the world. Too,
Absolutely.
So this will ensure.
All right,
that
so
our
we will start
findings-
this in 1, 2, 3. Okay, fine.
Okay. Let's fucking
This is episode 8, standards and practices.
now. Let's throw the book at Patrick Kottner, or as people are now calling him, Patrick Potner, because he put lukewarm water into a pot.
I would say this. I do feel that the trial of either Patrick Potner or Patrick Kottner, they both sound like they could be Dickensian era novels.
I like Patrick Hotwater.
Patrick Hotwater?
Yeah, Patrick.
Patrick
'cause
Hotwater.
It tells a story because you played a trick on us
Yes.
by pouring hot water over the ice to make the ice disappear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Patrick Hotwater.
Patrick Hotwater.
Does not
Patrick
hold
Hotwater. Again, still works.
Because
Pretty much every iteration still sounds like it could be a novel from
the tenets of the
turn of the
promise.
century.
Oh, absolutely. The tenets of the promise, and this was for charity, I want to remind you, are I'm going to put ice in a bucket. And instead, he put a couple of cubes.
No, I put 2 full ice cube trays,
And then
I
filled
bet
it to the
you-
brim with boiling hot water.
You went to the corner of your living room where there was an old case of LaCroix, and you popped one open, poured it in a pot. It was one can, and you just had a refreshing room temperature shower out.
Unflavored. It was unflavored.
Yeah,
But
they don't
I
even make
had-
that LaCroix.
but I should add that I went outside, which is a huge step for me.
Where do you live?
Oh,
Queens.
that is a big deal.
Epicenter.
Amidala, that's what I call it.
I live in Queens,
Nice.
Amidala.
He lives in Queens, Amidala.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
This is as if the challenge for charity was to have Luke Skywalker keep both of his hands connected to his arms, and Patrick's first step was to have Luke fight with his daddy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what you did here.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Patrick.
I hate giving you a hard time like this, Patrick, because I know that what you went through was genuinely brave and traumatic.
Yeah.
But you failed.
Okay.
I think the only way to rectify this is to boil water.
Yes,
and pour it on yourself.
Yes.
I don't want to hurt Patrick.
Just
I
so
wanted
there's
to-
no germs.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Sterilize it.
I
Right,
will.
like you're giving birth to a bit. You're giving birth to a bit.
Birth to
You
a
need
bit.
boiling hot water
It's a bit-
and
it's a
towels.
bit birth.
That's
It's a
what I
bit
know
birth.
about
Yes.
birth.
Yes.
Before the stream is over, I will put in the ice that is being made, and I will do it again.
Wow.
Oh, what a trooper. Let's take, now that we've tried Patrick Hotwater,
Yeah.
and we have found him guilty, let us take this moment to transition to honoring Patrick Kottner for what he's done.
Stop. Have either of you ever worked with Keith David?
So modest.
Oh God, I wish.
No, I
Okay.
wish too.
I felt like
Oh,
there was a
Keith
chance
David.
because he's on screen right now.
No.
I guys, I got to be honest with you. I didn't sync this up, so
That's
I am still on the opening credits. That can't be good.
Guys, I'm going to leave you because there's a Brian De Palma watch along of Dream On that I got to get to.
Are you kidding me? I would jump out of this so fast if there was a Brian De Palma watch along. Wendy Malick's first for me when I first fell in love with her.
That show's just too horny for me.
It was very horny. Oh, so good. Show. So body.
Ugh. All right. Well,
I didn't think it was good.
Well, I know we just met some of you, but I love you all equally.
Love you too, Matt.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to see you, girl.
Matt, also, thank you for plugging a podcast. I have nothing to do with this podcast. On the Conan podcast a few weeks ago, Dead Eyes.
Oh, yeah. We mentioned Dead Eyes. On
Great podcast.
Yeah. I have nothing to do with it, but I know that, some people either in the room or watching would, we're very happy.
I know. My buddy Steve mentioned that it was something about Tom.
Yeah. It was about Tom Hanks. Yeah.
My buddy Steve said there's a thing about his friend Tom and somebody else.
Yeah.
No, it's Tom's just a side note. It's really this other character who's the charisma of it all that brings it all together.
Yes.
Yeah.
But thank you. And thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it. You're the best.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. We'll see ya.
Bye.
Janet, how is quarantine treating you?
Finally. Ooh,
I know,
sharing with Gourley. What a big
we apologize
bummer.
For that. The least generous performer in Hollywood.
Oh, God. What an unlikable guy.
I know.
Just insufferable.
Rancid energy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Toxic.
Menacing.
Yeah.
Menacing energy. Yeah, he
And
really is.
At one point, he played a cult leader's guitar.
He did. He forced it.
Us.
He forced it.
He forced us. He is in a Canadian novelty song cover band called Koresh Test Dummies.
Oh no! Oh no!
Wow.
George.
Wow.
What? I'm just saying
George.
facts. Look it up. Look it up on Wikipedia.
Oh,
Wow.
Look. Okay. No, I trust you.
But let's go.
We will. Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought we didn't, but we do trust him. Okay.
He forced us
we will
to
look him
listen
up.
to a cult leader's guitar. He pointed a gun at us. Let's say that as well.
He did. At one point, he pointed a gun at us.
He pointed a gun at us through the screen.
He threw down a placard. He threw down a placard in anger at one point.
At anger.
I am underperforming. I'm under-delivering in every way possible based on what I'm hearing.
This is for charity. We're trying to have positive vibes here. You're doing the right thing. Gourley was coming in and he was attacking everybody.
Yeah.
Janet, you were on a show called You're the Worst, and that is something that people used to say about me when I would make Star Wars movies.
And you feel that they don't say that anymore? Or
no, now they've moved on to say it about someone. They just wanted to say it. It turns out it had nothing to do with me. It's just something like they like to say it about whenever a new Star Wars movie happens. They say, let's be mean to the person who made it. It's sort of a game that a certain kind of boy and man-child will make. They'll get very angry at someone if they make a Star Wars movie that isn't what they wanted after they've grown up.
Got it. Wow. So, wow, that's a lot of backstory for just someone throwing out a phrase.
If you know me, I'm all about backstory. I can't tell a story without then producing literally hours of backstory, whether anyone wants it or not. Like that's my whole thing. I will create a character and everyone will say that character is so cool. I'm like, you want to watch more hours of them when they were younger?
And people say, yes.
I never listen to what they say. I just do it.
Okay.
I never
Hey
heard.
guys, my input, I'm glad that I'm hopefully not freezing on you, but I really thought that I had a better connection, but I do have a cord. Do you want me to go grab it really quick?
Sure.
Whatever.
And you can admire in the background the Coruscant. This is a Coruscant art in the background. It's fan art from the show that I was on called The Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
This is all fan art that people have done. So for charity, I'm allowing people the opportunity to see the fan art that I receive for free.
Okay.
That's great.
As a gift to this stream. People can now look at it while I get my cord.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
This is exciting. This is and now this is a fun callback to when I went on a secret mission earlier in the stream. Do you see the way?
Yeah.
It rhymes. It rhymes.
And also, I mean, Korra's art sounds very similar to Coruscant.
Yeah.
I do want to say, people in the stream are saying, Patrick, look up the Mbempa effect cold water melts ice much faster than warm water,
Fake
you're
news.
being wrongly attacked.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Okay, let's talk about this art. What do we see?
I see adventure. I see exotic lands.
Yeah.
Is that a polar bear?
I see a polar bear throwing us
a callback to Lost.
Polar bear dog.
Polar bear dog. Guys, where are we?
I mean, Vincent was the dog on Lost, and they had a polar bear. So
oh my god! Oh, mommy and daddy.
Yeah, you get it.
That's right.
Okay, I've got a good feeling about this.
Okay.
Hey,
just gonna
funny.
Make sure.
Funny joke. That's a Star Wars joke.
You know what? I'm sorry, George. I got so into making sure my technology was good that I didn't understand the quality of the joke that you made. But you can relate to that, right? Getting so into the technology that you sort of forget about the heart of the conversation, what's important in the story, the characters.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's all about the technology. You know what I'm talking about.
Sometimes you got to lose sight of the story because you got all this great tech you want to show off.
Yes.
That's right.
Right. And
sometimes I'll say that, guys.
Yeah.
We're throwing the story out. It's all about the tech.
Whereas Watto is the perfect balance. It's state-of-the-art comedy. You know what I'm saying? It's fully CGI comedy.
Fully.
Always funny.
I believe Janet has frozen, but it is very funny right now.
It is very funny to make
really
it seem.
She really likes what we're saying.
She loves what we're saying.
She really loves what we're saying.
She
Janet, do you like what I'm saying? I've got a good feeling about this.
She's having a great time.
I've got a good feeling about this.
George, throw some more jokes at her, and we'll see if she stays laughing.
Well, you must be at Chili's because you're frozen.
I got to say, this is a really, I mean, it kind of proves the value of I've got a bad feeling about this, because apparently if you say I've got a good feeling about this, things get worse immediately.
Yeah.
Where'd the frozen image go? Is it gone?
Oh, there we go.
Janet, welcome back.
I think, I plugged in and then I waited the amount of time I thought would be appropriate to then turn off my Wi-Fi so that it understood that it was plugged into the Ethernet. I don't think I waited long enough.
Oh, attack!
But now, bellissima.
Perfect.
What did I miss on Arliss?
They're playing golf in someone's office.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like, and I say this having seen very little Arliss, but it sounds like something that would happen on Arliss. Can we agree that some like putting in someone's office would be a good move for a sports agent? Okay, classic Arliss. Good.
Yes.
Good.
Almost
Okay,
textbook Arliss. Now it sounds like you know a little bit about Arliss, so you must know that Arliss has a very special name.
But in that he shares a very, very special quality with a little something that I tend to value more than life itself.
Well,
is the end part of his name.
Yes, and few names belie people's interest that much. You know,
that's true.
That's true. Their bread is buttered on. But we have, through our loyal viewers, been given a website that automates the process of turning any name into an Arliss name.
It does?
Janet, would you like to...
Arliss me, guys. Arliss me.
Now you seem very excited.
Should I guess what's going to happen?
If you want, but I just want to say, you seem excited. You seem gung-ho about this. Do you want to go all the way and just hit more Arliss right out the bat? Just click the more Arliss button. We don't do this every time.
This will make your name more Arliss.
It will automatically make your name more Arliss.
Okay.
Now, are you sure?
Oh my God. Yes, I'm sure. Oh, this is crazy. This feels crazy. Oh,
Varliss name.
I like it.
Okay.
I do like it. It seems more like Norwegian than I would have anticipated.
Well, we're just
Jarlsnet, Varliss. Jarlsnet, Varslet.
Well,
Jarlsnet.
It actually won't affect the pronunciation. It will still be pronounced the same way.
Yes, but wait, Janet,
say that's a little disappointing.
You were saying you love money. So on a scale from 1 to 4, from 1 to 4, would you say your love of money is a 4?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Now think about this. 4 is a lot.
The problem is that I don't know what this bottom row is that involves little sports emojis.
Don't worry about it.
Well,
one thing at a time.
There is a clue in the phrase sports emojis.
So will that turn my name into a series of sports emojis?
Let's worry about the money first.
Worry about the money first.
I know, but what I'm saying,
Arliss
I'm
would worry
so
about the money first.
greedy. I'm so greedy that I want the thing I don't have yet. That's how greedy I am.
Do we
If that
want to
doesn't
flip
tell you
the
how
order?
much I love money.
Oh,
Yes,
I
I'm a
think
4.
we're at a 4.
I'm a 4.
Okay,
Yeah,
here
I'm a
we go.
4.
There we
Here
go.
we go.
R5D4.
Wow, look at all this money symbols.
Wow. Wow, indeed.
Yeah. And again, you can see why the pronunciation remaining the same is important, because it gets difficult.
Yeah, no, but it's still clearly my name. I mean,
Yes, it's your name.
undeniably. It's you can still, like, if I just put this in front of someone, clearly it's still my name.
Yeah. Now should we ask her about the next one?
Let's ask her about the next one.
I think it's the moment you've been waiting for, Janet.
Janet, here's the question. On a scale of 1 to 4, 4 being the most, 0 being the least, how sports are you?
Oof, I don't want to go too crazy. 0.
Okay, great. Then we're here.
We have arrived. We are already at our destination.
What is it?
You're looking at it.
This is your name.
Should we make sports emojis?
Well, you got a
0.
You said
This is
0.
Right.
So this is it.
So you're getting none.
You get nothing.
You get nothing. You fight because you.
But I gave back
You
the
get
gob.
nothing.
I didn't share the gobstopper recipe with anyone.
You said you were a 0 at sports, and so you get nothing.
But
This is on you.
But the Wonkavator.
Hold on.
Look, Janet, it's not too late if you want to prove it to us.
Can we do this?
You can always
we do this?
rethink it.
Can I ask about a friend's name?
Okay, fine.
We've never done this before.
We've never done it before, but yeah, sure.
Arliss, name a friend. Yes, let's try it.
Okay,
I believe it's Pot Trick Hot Water.
I've heard about this person. Yes, Patrick Hotwater.
Wait,
I would love, because he is way into sports. So
Yeah.
if I can't, if I can live vicariously.
if anyone knows anything about me, it's that I'm way into sports. Okay.
You are.
He's all about fun and
way
games.
into
He's
sports.
constantly.
I didn't say it was you. I said it was a friend.
Patrick Hotwater.
Patrick Hotwater.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. So 4 for sports?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely a hot 4. Yeah. Yes. 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 I got to be honest with you. Some of these I probably could have guessed
Yeah.
without actually seeing the results. I
Well,
probably
which
could have
one?
guessed.
There's some that you probably couldn't have.
That's true. That goalie net, I did not see coming. That is a real punch in the face.
Yeah, I'm glad that you saw the glass of
That's an H.
whiskey for the H.
Clearly an H. Clearly an H.
It's a good one. Okay.
Now,
Well,
now, Janet, I have a question for you that might seem
Yes,
related
George.
to the Arliss me name challenge, but it really isn't. It really isn't the same. On a scale of 1 to 4,
Okay.
how chilies are you?
God, how can I be 0 chilies but also feel like I know the song about baby back ribs from Chili's?
Impossible. That's at least a 1. That's
Okay,
at
then I
least
guess I'm a 1.
now, George,
Possibly
George,
without ever having eaten at Chili's.
we did want to have a stretch goal for you to sing the Chili's song. What should that stretch goal be? Because
what are we at right now?
Right
Because
now,
I have something.
we're at 5181.
Well, I'll tell you this. I have something I want to do for the nerds, but I don't think I want to do it until we're at 5555555.
Okay. I also want to let everyone know we are having a massive thunderstorm in Queens right now.
You are?
Oh,
Yeah, so if we lose power, we'll
Oh,
see.
no.
We'll see how it goes.
Wow.
then I will.
So we may not have much time, and we have got to get bare minimum to 55555. I think I said too many 5s. Was that
That's
too many
too many
5s?
No, it's all 5s.
Okay.
It's all 5s.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
555555.
So, George, what do you want the number to be for you to sing the Baby Back Rib song?
Let's put it at 5250 maybe. How about that?
5250? Okay.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Where did Watto go?
Watto will be back in 1 second.
All right.
George sings the Baby Back Ribs. Now, Janet, Avatar just got added to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Are we getting Korra anytime soon?
Oh, is that Thunder?
That is Thunder.
Oh, this is exciting. We never, because we so rarely have thunder in LA. So I'm getting a lot of vicarious life right now, not just from your name is sports, but also from the thunder. I don't know, because the live action Avatar is coming to Netflix, so I think that's probably how all of that came to be.
Sure.
But I mean, I certainly hope so. I feel like a ton of people have access to Netflix, and maybe they don't have the same kind of access to other streaming platforms. So hopefully it won't come.
Okay. I just knew I was,
because it's like when I haven't had my fix of like a show I really love, I like to call shows my baby. No. And so if I haven't had my fix and it left a platform I liked, I would be like, I want my baby back. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, I want my show back. I want my baby back. You know what I mean?
I get it.
George, do you know what I mean?
I do know exactly what you mean.
Okay.
5, 3, we could just get some money in. I don't know if we'll get to where we're at yet for George, but let's see. Hang on.
Where are we at?
4, 8. We are at 5, 2, 3, 1. Okay,
we are close. Didn't you say 5, 2,
5, 2, 3, 1 is where we need to be. So we are less than $20 away from George singing the baby back.
Let me ask this.
I'm gonna go
How high of falsetto are you willing to go for the high part? Like, will you go to the highest of your falsetto register?
I'm going to use my full. I'm going to use my full range, but I'm also going to give the song my own spin. I'm just going to go get a refill.
Okay, cool. So Janet and I will hang out here.
Is that a problem, Patrick? Is that a problem?
I'm sure there's something I'll have to leave to go get, and then you'll just be sitting shivering in the weird thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Wait, did you go? So you did the hot water, warm water, 1 cube of ice in it challenge outside during a rainstorm?
It was not raining yet. I could hear the thunder coming, so I knew we were in first. But
that's some Garth Brooks shit right there.
Yeah.
I think. Did he sing about thunder rolling? That's a vague memory.
Let's ask the chat. Hey, chat, if there's any Garth Brooks heads in the chat.
Which there are, guaranteed.
There's gotta be. He did. Someone's saying he did, so that's great.
Okay.
She's correct.
But not his alter ego. He had an alter ego that I'm hoping comes back. I know Garth is retired. I'm hoping Chris comes back. I want Chris Gaines back big time.
Chris Gaines, musical guest on SNL. That's wild.
Yes, and but didn't Garth Brooks? He was the guest, and then he introduced Chris Gaines as the musical guest. That's like Andy Kaufman level stuff.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find that.
Good for him. I think I might love Garth Brooks. At the time, I guess I was too young to appreciate it. I remember being maybe disdainful. Now I feel like I love him.
Yeah, that's a fun bit. Hang on, let me see. I just found his SNL promos. We're gonna play him on here for everybody.
11/13/99. That seems significant somehow.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Garth Brooks, and I get to host Saturday Night Live this weekend. My musical guest is going to be Chris Gaines. Now, of course, I wanted to play the music, but Mango wanted Chris.
Mango wanted Chris.
That's good. I love him.
That's
and furthermore, I was going to say I have a crush on him, but I can't take it that far.
No.
But now that I'm remembering, I think I had a conversation possibly on a podcast recently, maybe Jimmy Pardo show. I feel like that everyone said he was great, like that he was so game and so funny, and that he was like a great guest. And the Chris Gaines. I mean, I am coming around to this Garth Brooks thing in a huge way, and it's all thanks to Arliss.
I would not have expected this. Do you have any Arliss connections? Have you ever? Let's think, because we got Michael Boatman, we got Sandra Oh. We got Jim.
I've met Michael Boatman. I don't think I've worked with Michael Boatman, but I've definitely met him. I 100% met him at least once, and he was a total dream. Super nice. I loved reruns of China Beach when I was little. They used to rerun that on like Lifetime or something.
Yeah.
And he was on that, and so that I was like, I got a real thrill when I met him, and he was delightful.
Who
else? Keith David can't help you. I wish I could.
Jim Turner, Robert Wool.
What Jim Turner?
Jim Turner is a good guy.
Jim Turner.
Yeah.
But Jim Turner, like I know a Jim Turner.
Is he an
actor? What is it? The Jim Turner I know. Yeah.
Let's see. I'll show you.
Please show me a picture. Because Jim Turner feels like it could be too common of a name.
Maybe. Hang on. Here we go. Plays Herbie Carlisle on this show. Hang on. Boo, boo, boo. There we go. Jim Turner?
Yep. And I absolutely know Jim. 100% know Jim
100%.
Turner. He's great. Very funny. Yeah, not 50%, 100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Good guy.
He's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He has a really funny, weird sketch troupe called Two-Headed Dog that has that they do weird, great stuff.
Now, Jenna, you were in an episode of Other Space.
I was.
Yes, which is a highly underrated cult comedy. It had the misfortune of being on a streaming platform that had a bad interface,
right,
and then went away, which was Yahoo Screen.
Yes.
But you can find all of the episodes of that on a Tumblr. They all exist. You can watch them online.
That's cool.
I keep waiting for that show to show up on Netflix or Amazon or one of these other, HBO Max. Somebody to pick up that series. What was it like working? What was it like working on? Because it's a very good blend of science fiction and comedy.
Yeah, it was super fun. I think it was Paul Feig and who else was it that created it? There was like Paul and someone, I thought. But anyway.
Yeah. It was Paul Feig and I believe I think it might have just been Paul creating it, actually.
Maybe it was just Paul. But anyway, yeah, I was only there for a day, but what a great group of, and I say this with love, and I say this as a person who also was on like a comedy. Mine's just a podcast, but there was just a great group of nerds, and those are my favorite people. Those are my people, my favorite people to work with. Goofballs, weirdos, great, funny. I feel like I've worked with a bunch of different people who were on that show that I met because of that show since, like, I think Eugene Cordero.
Yeah.
I know from that first day working on that. And that was a good while ago. George, I did not know that your taste ran so, I just a more eclectic and a little, that you would take the time to watch that show in particular and to say, it's a little known gem. You got to dig for it. I think of you as being the kind of person who maybe wouldn't bother digging.
No, that's not your fault, Janet. I'm private, but when you think of me, I want you to think of me from now on as someone who's digging for gems.
Okay.
Like right now, I'm working on my museum. Where are you at right now, Janet? Like what part of the country are you at?
LA.
LA. My museum is going to be in LA. It's the Museum of Narrative Art. You'll be able to go there. You'll be able to. It's all about art that tells a story.
That sounds good.
It's near you.
How many gems would you say you have in there that you dug up?
Countless. We're not going to be able to fit all the gems in at one time, because I have a huge collection of Norman Rockwell paintings. Maybe the biggest collection in the world. You know how?
Oh, that's what narrative art means. I gotcha.
You look at the art; it tells a story. So it's like that little girl doesn't want a haircut, or that cop's looking at that kid, or
that girl is lying in a field looking back at a house for some reason. And her name is Christina.
That little dog is looking at that kid's ice cream cone like he wants to eat it.
Yeah, that front stoop likes having someone sit on it reading a letter from someone in the war.
Oh, it's Thanksgiving and these people love turkey.
Yes.
There's so many stories, serious stories, whimsical stories. My buddy Steve and I both are really into Norman Rockwell paintings.
Who's Steve?
Oh, he's a filmmaker. He made Jaws and Jurassic Park and Close Encounters and Munich, Schindler's List. I did Indiana Jones movies with him. Steve also, he did War of the Worlds.
The Terminal.
I'm still waiting for something that I've seen and heard. The Terminal? Terminal. I know the Terminal.
Victor
he directed that.
Great movie.
Yeah, my buddy Steve did that. My buddy Steve is a great filmmaker, and we both love. But more importantly, we both. You know what? I'm gonna hold on. I want to get a book that I think you'll like. You like books?
Okay, no, go ahead.
What? You don't want me to go get the book? Oh, I'm sorry. Patrick doesn't want me to go get a book.
No, go get the book, George. Go get the book.
Okay, hold on. I'm excited to tell you about this.
Janet, you would just think for a show with his name on it, he would hang out on the screen for.
Well, he's digging for gems.
Yeah.
And you never know where that gem is going to need to be dug from. Sometimes it might just be his personal collection of books on a shelf.
Yeah.
That he considers like he's digging for that gem.
Yeah. I mean, he has a huge library. He's at Skywalker Ranch right now, which is in Marin County outside of San Francisco. Yeah. So he's got a huge library. And I don't know what this book is.
Very exciting. And then this other total absence that we have from
Watto.
Watto went to get a pizza, maybe like in a different city.
I think Watto ordered dinner there was at the beginning of the stream, Watto had a roast beef sandwich that he was going to eat. And then Tom Sharpling, friend of the show, offered to donate $1,000 if Watto would throw the roast beef sandwich off of his fire escape. So and then I think it was throw it off the fire escape and then not eat for 2 more hours.
Okay. So this is like shame and cruelty based fundraising.
Shame and cruelty based fundraising. But look at this, we're at $5,386, which also means George, you got to sing that song. Show your book. Show your book.
And you got to go high pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Cool.
Telling stories, Norman Rockwell from the collection of George.
I don't think I've ever been more sure that I could use the word Americana to describe something. This is the #1 time I can use the word Americana.
Look at this. Here's one. Look at this. Okay, this is from 1959. It's called The Jury. And look at this photo. It's all of these men trying to explain what?
No,
what are you saying, Patrick?
I say we're looking.
Look at the story he's telling of all these men trying to explain. Like, this is mansplaining. They're all putting this pressure on the one female juror. But don't you see? He is pointing out the problem. He is showing you like mansplaining in 1959. See what I'm saying? He's like, look at all these jerks. Look at all these jerks ganging up on this woman, the one female juror. That's pretty progressive for 1959 for the Saturday Evening Post.
It absolutely is.
But then there's silly ones. Look at this toy maker. Look at this toy maker, and he's making toys, showing them to these kids.
Is that silly?
It's silly.
Hang on. While we're here, let's start the next episode because we are multiple minutes behind.
Oh, multiple minutes?
Yeah, we are minutes behind. I just don't want to get thrown off. But hang on.
Episode 9, Endgame.
Endgame.
Decades before Marvel got around to it, decades after Samuel Beckett, Arliss takes on one of the many people to attempt something called Endgame.
Yeah, here we go. All right, 1, 2,
3.
Great.
Now, this one, what's your favorite Endgame? The Avengers Endgame, Arliss Endgame, or Samuel Beckett's Endgame? Talk about it in the comments. Rate and review.
Yes, everybody got it. We're gonna have so many. We're gonna have so many Beckett heads.
Oh,
so many Beckett heads in the chat that are gonna flood the chat with Beckett's Endgame. Beckett's Endgame. Beckett's Endgame. Beckett's Endgame. How are you feeling vocally? Do you need to warm up or anything, George, for the?
Well, let me think. Watto, and I don't want to just limit this to Watto. Let's figure out what the ensemble is going to be before we do this, because
I did feel like your nose was askew. I'm glad that you made that minor adjustment. It is more fun to watch you eat pizza than I would have expected, Watto.
Thank you.
Just for the wiggling motion and the displacement of your trunk.
Janet, to fill you in, many hours ago, 4.5, all I wanted to do was eat a pastrami sandwich.
Oh, wait, that's different than roast beef. Okay.
Oh,
I did hear the story. I did hear I heard one version of the story.
All I wanted to do was eat the pastrami sandwich. I had it in hand. I wanted to eat it at the beginning of the stream.
It was all I was talking about.
It was all I was talking about. I was challenged to literally throw it out of my window for charity.
Watto lives on the 9th story of his building.
Yeah.
Now, this is a very important cause, a very important organization. And so for $1,000, Watto threw a pastrami sandwich, potato pancakes, a sour pickle.
I didn't know there was all the accoutrement had to get thrown as well.
A full bag was thrown from 9 stories. And then since then, it has been a series of people suggesting different funny places that Watto could order from instead. And none of those places delivered to Watto. And finally, we settled on fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
Wait. I'm sure you had this conversation already. Chuck E. Cheese delivers?
Yes.
As if the purpose of Chuck E. Cheese is the actual pizza? Like, forego the experience of Chuck E. Cheese, you only want the delicious pizza?
It took so goddamn long because the only location that was delivering was a full New York borough away from me.
Queens?
Bronx.
Amidala.
Bronx Amidala.
Yes, George.
And
Jar Jar Bronx, Queens Amidala. Let's do this. Let's do all the boroughs.
I want to finish this narrative, which is that Janet is correct. Essentially, I ordered shitty pizza as a bit because I thought it was fucking funny. And then it arrives 2 hours later in some nondescript fucking box. There is no evidence.
Symbol of quality.
There is no evidence.
What is the symbol of quality?
I don't know. Because they're trying to pretend it's not Chuck E. Cheese. It took longer because I had to order from Pasquale's Pizza, which is what
comments have come through. The comments have come through. Manhattan Lorian and Brooklanican Skywalker.
Great.
Good.
The point is, at the end of all of this, I have my shitty pizza, which took 2 hours to arrive. It isn't even funny. I feel terrible that some man had to drive in the middle of a thunderstorm to deliver it to me, and they didn't put on fucking pepperoni. I asked for one goddamn topic.
I do want to say a lot of people were mad at me because the ice wasn't there, so you didn't know if it was definitely an ice bucket challenge. We don't know that this is definitely Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh,
that's true. No. Unless you see an animatronic frightening, shabby animal.
Yeah.
How are we ever going to know?
Where does this pizza look like it came from? I ask you. In New York City, is it possible to get the pizza that looks like this from any place other than Chuck E. Cheese?
It looks like it really looks like they've eliminated the crust altogether, which I would say is a sign of a child's pizza.
Yes,
because the child doesn't want the crust; they want pizza all the way through.
Yes.
I will say,
You're starting to convince me.
I will say that if I didn't know it was Chuck E. Cheese and you asked me where in New York City can you get a pizza that looks like this, I would say in the garbage.
Intact like that?
We found a whole pizza. They ate all the pepperonis off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then they smoothed over the cheese like criminals who left footprints in the snow. They smoothed over the cheese to eliminate all signs of pepperoni so that their caper would be complete. And no capers. No capers on the pizza either. That was a bad choice of words.
This is the worst part. The worst part is, at this point, this is the most satisfying meal I've ever had. Like, I am so thoroughly enjoying this objectively terrible pizza because I have been deprived for so long. Like, I was edging for hours about the pastrami sandwich I didn't get to eat. Meanwhile, I throw it out a window. It lands on Robert Wool himself, gives him a goddamn concussion walking by on the street.
Yeah, Janet, Robert Wool did come into the stream to let us know that he did get hit with Watto's sandwich. I forgot that happened.
He didn't know it was Watto's sandwich, but he came on the stream and he said, I have to tell you, I'm so sorry. I have a concussion. I was walking down the street and a lean-cut pastrami sandwich landed on my head. My best friend, Robert Wool.
Oh, no. Lean cut even. That seems good. Seems somehow less heavy, like maybe it hurt less. As a lean cut.
Yeah, but the fatty cuts would have insulated him a little bit, you know?
It concerns me that George, you looked like you were frozen because you were so enwrapped with whatever it was you were watching. I guess it was hard. It's a fair guess that it would be Arliss. Second of all, I do feel like I want to hear you sing the Chili song.
It's time, George.
Yes, don't worry. Now, Watto, do you want to lay down the bass, or do all three of you want to lay down the bass? What's cleaner? It's going to be a little more avant-garde if you all do it, because it's hard to sync up over a live stream musically.
I would say one person.
Watto, do you want to do the whole thing?
I don't know what we're doing here.
Basically, I need someone to sing, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
George, I do want to say, Janet did say she wanted to sing it earlier. It's up to Janet.
All right. Janet, do you want to play bass on this? Sure, and then I'll take the lead vocal, because even though that's the part people typically sing, the lead vocal is that's the center of the story. That's your Anakin, that's your Luke, that's your Rey.
Yes.
Yeah, so Watto and I will come off the stream and we'll let you guys sing.
Okay.
For a second.
Right.
Okay, so
ready?
You start anytime and then I'll come in.
Okay.
All right.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. Give me my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. Give me my baby back, baby. Give me baby
back ribs. I want my chilies.
Baby back
ribs. I want my chilies. Baby back ribs. I want my chilies.
Can I'm so sorry to stop. I do need to do a quick timeout. That's a sports reference. A timeout is a sports reference. So that is an Arliss reference. I am not hearing the falsetto.
You thought you were zero sports, and yet here you come in with a sports reference.
I know, but don't change the subject, because I do feel like I asked you about the falsetto, like a
well, we're only at the beginning of the song. As long as you keep delivering that bass line. We're in episode 4. We haven't gotten to 5, 6, 1, 2, or 3.
Oh no!
You understand?
How long am I going to be? Because the words lost all meaning, and then I was just going. Does that work okay for you? And for how long will I be doing?
I'm going to give you a direction in a second, but I'll tell you the underlying nature of the direction is never lose sight of the words when you're singing this. You are singing from the point of view of an internal urge, subtext,
like my id, like this is my id.
Yes, you are the uncontrollable message that is in the subconscious of the main character. That is the drive. That is the hunger.
Now, someone did just drop in the comment that I should sing the lead. That's Mary Ellen Mouse. That's not me saying that. That's Mary Ellen Mouse. It says let Janet sing lead. That's Mary Ellen.
That's not what people paid. Mary Ellen, that's not what people paid for. We can do that in a second as an alt.
Okay.
But I need you to don't lose sight of the meaning of the words. And also the other thing I'd say is faster and more intense.
Really? Because I felt like I was going so fast. That's part of the reason that the word
it works on every scene in every movie, just faster and more intense. Okay.
Ready?
And you'll see me go on the journey. We'll get there. Okay. All right.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. Give me my baby back, baby back, baby. I want my
chilies,
baby back, give me my baby back,
baby back ribs. I want my chilies, baby back ribs. I want my chilies, baby back ribs. I want my
big.
No.
Big about. I want my baby back, baby back, baby.
I want my chilies, baby back ribs. I want my chilies, baby back ribs. I want my chilies. Baby back ribs, 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 I want my chilies. Baby back ribs. All right, now let's switch. You take the lead, and I'll undergird it. I'm going to start slow, and then I'm going to get faster, more intense. Okay, on my beat. Okay, a 3, a 2, 1. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my 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 baby back, baby back. Barbecue sauce.
Baby
Baby back,
chilies.
I want my baby back, baby back,
Baby
baby
back.
back. Barbecue sauce. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I mean, these were the final thoughts when Padme was dying of grief. She wanted her babies back. And she died of sorrow.
That was one of the most beautiful pieces of sing acting I think I've ever seen.
I mean, we did it together. Acting is reacting. It's part of a collaboration.
There was a point at which I zoned out as a performer, and I was so focused on what you were doing that I went into like a fugue state.
You became the green screen, effectively. That is the perfect scene partner. There is no actor better than a green screen because their motivation is to be green, and they are. And that's not easy, as my friend Jim would tell you via his Muppet songs. Jim knew it before anyone. It's not easy being green.
I don't think that's what that song is about.
A screen. No, Jim told me that's what it's about. It's about green screens. And this is back when the screens were actually blue. So he was a visionary. It's not easy being green. Being the color of a screen.
Eating pieces of an old blue screen?
No, I'm eating.
If you put all of those together, would that form an... Oh, well, Star Wars nerds.
I want my
Very
Star
on
Wars.
brand.
I want my Star Wars. Star Wars. It's harder to sing that. That's why it wouldn't work as a song. I want my Star Wars. Star Wars. Star Wars. I want my Star Wars. Star Wars. Very hard to do.
You're still doing better than I did with baby back ribs.
It's not easy being green, being all one color of a screen, and people are filming the stuff in front of you, and they act like you're not even there.
And
they'll put things in the film. They are hanging tennis balls, and the actors are looking at the balls, and you're just there being seen. It's not
that's a beautiful, and I don't slightly marred by how smug you just seemed towards the end of that. You seemed very smug. You really cranked up the smug. It's like the red nerd made you like the blue pill. Oh, blue pill, you're nice. Red pill.
No, look at this. Literally.
And by red nerd, I mean red nerd. Oh, well, that's it. You got more evil. You genuinely became more evil just in the singing of the song. It's not easy being a green screen. I saw that glimmer. It was horrifying.
These candies aren't just made of chemicals.
They're not just made of safe chemicals?
They're not just made of, let's say, chemicals.
Safe chemicals? So there's like a real personality enhancer slash modifier that's happening.
I'm glad you saw that. When I eat the red Star Wars nerd, Star Wars nerd, Star Wars nerd, I eat the Star Wars nerd, Star Wars nerd, Star Wars nerd.
Guys,
are we ready for me to offer the thing for the nerd? What?
I said we did it. We did a good job.
That's not the thing for the Star Wars nerds.
Oh yeah, you can do your thing for the Star Wars nerds.
Have we reached the money for it? 5555555?
No, we have not reached that.
All right.
I'm kind
of worried about it when it happens.
I put in a request for a refund from Chuck E. Cheese.
Because the pepperoni wasn't, and you did pay extra for pepperoni.
I paid extra for pepperoni. Now, do I feel bad about requesting a refund the very week that Chuck E. Cheese filed for bankruptcy?
That money is just going to go to their debtors.
Yes, it will.
They're probably happy to give that money to a real pizza lover. Did you tell them that the refund was going to Watto from Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones?
I made it very clear in the complaint. I said, this is for Watto from Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones.
Well, then they'll be fine with it. They know you're a wheeler dealer. You drive a hard bargain.
They know my work.
Oh, boy.
Someone is saying because I ordered Pasquale's Pizza, which is the new secret name that Chuck E. Cheese is using to be more appealing to adults on delivery sites, that I got a better pizza because the Chuck E. Cheese CEO is claiming that Pasquale pizzas are better than Chuck E. Cheese pizzas. And one of their selling points is that the crust is thicker. Do you think I got a better pizza?
Can you actually turn it? I can't even see that you're holding anything.
Someone is wearing a mask. Someone is wearing a mask
I can't.
on Arliss. John Glover is wearing a mask, and he just put his own mask onto Michael Boatman. This couldn't be more terrifying in 2020 to have John Glover taking his mask and putting it on Michael Boatman's mouth. We have to ask him about that later.
If he comes back.
If.
Big if.
If. And
we
now
could ask it on social media.
He's pouring gasoline on a mitt, on a baseball mitt. Slipping.
Oh.
Man, what a day it's been.
Oh, what a day it has been.
I can't wait to watch Scoob.
Oh yeah, Janet, we're watching Scoob after this.
Okay, like Scoob,
like Scooby-Dooby-Doo,
like the movie that just came out. Yeah,
like Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Oh, the movie.
Yeah.
Scooby.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your expectations?
There hasn't been a movie called the Scooby Movie, has there? Or Scooby Movie?
A very Scooby movie.
But Scooby Movie is money on the table. It's one thing. It's like the scary movies, but for Scoobies.
Scooby Movie 2. They should call it Scooby Movie 2, and then the sequel can be called Scooby Movie 2.
And it should be a beat-for-beat spoof of Scary Movie, but with Scooby-Doo specifics.
I love everything I'm hearing right now.
It's good.
Oh,
I have seen the movie. They have not seen the movie.
And what advice have you given in preparation for Scoob? I have not seen it, and I will not be watching it.
Just be ready.
Oh, that's breaking news, Janet.
With you.
That's an exclusive. We just got an
For me,
exclusive
it's
that you won't be watching
experience.
Scoob.
Watching Scooby-Doo is very private for me.
No.
Just let me know how you like it once you do watch it, and I'll let everybody know.
Yeah, how do you like your Scoob?
How do you like your Scoob?
Janet, what were your favorite cartoons growing up? That's a good question.
I did like Scooby-Doo. I definitely really like Scooby-Doo. I feel like I watched like Super Friends and Scooby-Doo. I can't think of any other cartoons that I watched. But I did watch
You never
them.
got out of the S's.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Just because like I started in the S's.
Weird to start there, weird to end there.
Did Arliss lose an eye like Indiana Jones?
He got hit in the face with a baseball.
But I think he might have lost an eye, and we won't see Arliss's eye again.
You think this show is going to end with Arliss having one eye and an eye patch?
Yeah, and I think that's spelled ARLSS.
Well,
The
hang
dollar
on.
sign
Hang
for
on. We actually have someone. I'm going to bring someone in right now.
Jim Turner!
Your candidate just shall we
Jim
Varney.
Jim.
Turner, this is your opportunity to make me look really bad and pretend like we don't know each other because I got scared that I was going to get excited that I knew a different Jim Turner. And then they were going to be like, no, it's this other dumb Jim Turner who was on the show. But then it turned out to be the good Jim Turner.
Oh, well,
Or Jim Turner Good, as we call you when we play D&D.
Wow, you are like the last person I expected to see here.
Really?
I don't know who I expected to see.
Yeah, who did you expect to see with George Lucas and Watto?
Give us some guesses.
Patrick.
Wow. Hi, Janet.
Which would you like? Would you want should I go so that you
You can hang out.
Oh my God, no.
you expect to see someone from the show? Is that why you're surprised?
Jim is an old friend. Jim's come by a few times now.
Old friend.
Friend of the show.
And it's always been someone expected when the other person that's been on, someone maybe more worthy, someone maybe appropriate.
If you want to go, you can go. But if you want to stay, feel free. It's totally up to you.
Maybe I'll just sit back and judge.
Jim, Arliss just got hit in the eye with a baseball, and now he has an eye patch.
Did he lose an eye? Does he lose the eye?
What episode are you on?
We are on episode 9, Endgame. Which, I mean, a lot of, I don't know if you saw Marvel's Avengers Endgame, but a lot of things happen in that movie that cannot be undone. Very serious, dire consequences.
Yeah.
Someone just fell off of Arliss's balcony.
Wow.
I mean, today, Jim, we've seen episodes where you shoot Arliss. We've seen you have like 3 separate sex scenes. Like this feels
pegged. We saw you get pegged.
We saw you get pegged. This is like a risque season for you.
You saw me become diabetic.
We saw you. How could I forget?
For one episode.
For one episode.
Funny.
I become diabetic for one episode. It's dropped after that.
Yes.
Now, Jim, you're diabetic in real life too, right?
You betcha.
Guess what?
Yeah.
So is this guy.
What do you have to do? What do you guys have to do? And can we make it a stretch goal?
What? George? Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yes, he is.
Patrick,
Yes,
can we make it a stretch goal? We haven't done that one before.
me giving myself insulin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, my kid's upstairs.
Oh, that's all right.
Your kid's upstairs.
There's my there's my Dexcom.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. If we're showing
this should have been a stretch goal. This should have been a stretch goal. That's $100. That's $100. People would pay $100 for that.
Honor system. Donate because you
Donate
saw
because you saw.
If you watched and you like what you saw, donate. It can be $1. It can be $1,000.
Look into your heart.
Look into your.
We should
your
tell
heart.
Jim. We've raised $400 more than we did last week. So far.
Are you making me feel bad?
No. I'm informing you that it keeps the numbers keep going up.
We're doing better, and now you coming in to the and what was that you showed off? What did you call it?
His Dexcom.
What
I
is
believe
that?
Patrick has one.
How you
Why
spell
do you
that?
have one, Patrick? Are you diabetic?
I am type 1, baby.
You are a dyad, a diabetic dyad.
Yep.
Of course.
Yep.
That's what do you take? You're on the Omnipod. What do you do?
I am not on the out. Oh, we're gonna get into this. Hey guys, let us talk about this for a second.
Let's switch the two of that. Take us off the screen for a second. Just have the two
sure.
diabetic.
Yep. Hang on one sec. Let me pull everyone for
Sorry,
one.
Janet.
Anyways, hi Jim. How are you?
Hi.
So I take Novolog during the day.
Okay.
And then I take Basaglar at night.
Okay.
Which is sort of a Lantus knockoff.
Yeah.
I'm not on the Omnipod because it freaks me out a little bit.
Well, I wore it for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I was just a Humalog guy. Humalog in Lantus I've had it for 50 years.
Wow.
And now, and I went on the Omnipod because I started doing stuff for those guys, and I loved it. Oh my God, I loved it. Then I was having trouble, and somebody, a certified diabetes educator, said, "Have you tried Afrezza?" And I went, "Oh, that's full of shit. That's bullshit."
Is that the breathing thing?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Okay.
It's really fast. It starts working in less than 10 minutes. And then it quits. It works really fast and then it stops.
Yeah.
So then I was wearing the Omnipod and using that as my basal. And then somebody, a Frezza guy that I know said, "Jim, Tresiba." So now I do 1 shot of Tresiba, which works better than Lantus. Tresiba is fantastic.
I don't know what Tresiba is. I've never heard of Tresiba.
Tresiba is it's just a long-acting insulin that works really good.
Okay.
I take 12 units of Tresiba in the morning, and then I use a Frezza and I also take shots now too, because the Afrezza doesn't keep working. So when I eat, I'll take an Afrezza.
Yeah.
And then I'll take a little teeny bit of Humalog to keep me going till the next shot.
That's good to know. That genuinely is like good to know, because that other stuff has always, it seemed like voodoo witchcraft is not the right word, but I was always like a little hesitant to go after it. I was like, oh, shots work. I'll just keep doing shots. But
it's expensive, but they do these. They give you the cheap coupons because they want you to use it.
Sure.
Well, I pay almost nothing for it.
How
long have you had it?
I have had it since 2008, so I was 16. But I'm pretty okay. I'm not. It has not been that bad for me. I lost a lot of weight initially, like right when I found out about it, and then I put it back on. But yeah, it has not been that bad. But you know, we're always trying. I just got the Dexcom like a year ago, so it's been interesting figuring that out. And
The
it's a game changer.
that's fucking everything.
Yeah, it's great. It's nice. I have like an Apple Watch, and it sends it to the Apple Watch and tells me what my blood sugar is. It's wild.
Yep.
It's wild. All right,
Wait, Bonnie says she's leaving.
let me bring her in. Let me bring everybody back in, and then we can.
Barney can't leave. She says the chair hurts her.
It's really uncomfortable. This has been a tough quarantine for very light, mild reasons for me, but mostly it's very hard for me to just sit in a chair. So everything being on computers and on Zoom and stuff is a little bit of a challenge. So after about an hour, I usually am like, well, I need a roller, something fierce.
How far does that microphone wire extend?
I think he's talking.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
Janet, that microphone.
I'm sorry,
wire.
I'm doing. I can't. I'm sorry, I'm doing a bit about how I can't. The connection is. I'm doing a bit.
Oh, Janet.
Janet. I can't.
Janet. How far does that microphone wire extend?
Janet, can you hear us?
Janet, can you hear us?
Janet, can you hear us?
Janet, the audience is listening. THX for coming on the show.
But my signature freeze.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thanks for having me, Jim Turner. It was great to see you, and I want you to know that I gave a serious shout out to Two-Headed Dog.
And to Two-Headed Dog.
Oh.
Yeah.
Remember that?
and
that was a time. That was a historical time.
Yeah.
And Janet,
we're still around. We're still doing crap.
Oh,
I know you were.
Yeah.
Janet,
George?
I know that you said you were Zero Sports, and that may be because your initials are JV, but as far as the George Lucas Talk Show is concerned, you're varsity all the way.
Ooh.
Well, let me tell you something, George.
Oh no, she froze.
Oh, she froze.
She froze.
Let her go. Let her go. Let her go.
That was
no longer on the show.
Yeah, I love Janet Varney.
Oh,
she's
the
great.
best. I have to say, also delightful. Listening to you and Patrick talk about your diabetes history was genuinely very, very pleasant and relaxing. It was a nice conversation.
Yeah,
it was very nice. It was informative. When I didn't know a word, I thought, oh, that sounded like be a good Star Wars planet.
Yes,
like anytime you were listing your medications, I thought that should be a place where people go in space.
What Jim is grabbing something. This is a
what has Jim
folder.
got?
What does Jim got?
Here's my certificate. If you live with diabetes for 50 years, you get a certificate from the Joslin Clinic.
Wow.
Patrick, you're going to get one of these, Patrick.
We hope.
And, 50 is a long time.
Yeah.
I have a lot of years.
How long do you have, Patrick?
38 more years.
Yes.
Nope. The ocean will get you first. Sorry. Sorry, Patrick.
It's been good. Oh boy.
I like what this live stream has become. Jim, we had some very weird energy up at the top, but I feel like we're settling into something.
Well, we're really finding ourselves.
Very human, less performative.
Since Robert's not here, let me.
Yes.
I can tell you a little bit about the diabetes episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's start episode 10, and then we'll talk about that.
Profiles in agenting.
Oh wait, I'm gonna. Oh, I'm gonna join you.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the penultimate episode of ARLIS ever.
Well, so far.
For now.
So farless.
So farless.
So farless, so good.
Okay. How do I made it small. Okay. Now how do I make it large? God damn it.
Episode 10, profiles in agenting.
Oh, no, I don't want that.
We'll wait. We got time. We got nowhere to be.
Well, it just made me sign off. And I had it took me a while to get on.
Yeah.
Using the secret code.
Mm.
Right. What number are we at now, Patrick, money-wise?
Let me see.
And can we set some new goals? We don't want to lose momentum.
Oh, we actually do have an update on the number. Hang on one sec.
Oh, we have an update on the number.
Oh, see that now. This is taking me to. It won't let me sign in again. Damn it.
HBO no.
Let's see if I can window up here.
I also feel like, let's just say this. If you are on 80 episodes of an HBO series, they should give you a fucking free membership.
I agree.
Yeah. You should be grandfathered in.
I think so.
Jim.
We're at 5711.
Okay.
All right.
Let's set some new
Let's start the episode. Let's start the episode, but I got a thing to do for the nerds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
but I want to wait till we start the episode. But
yeah.
But here's the thing: we've come all this way.
Uh-huh.
I'm honestly a little bit melancholy as we get to the end of the season 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine to wait until don't rush yourself, Jim. However long it takes you to get onto your HBO, onto your home box office, we'll wait. I don't feel a need to press ahead and get burned through these last 2
episodes. Because we got that 20-minute intro opening.
Hey, little Arliss humor, a little taking the piss out of the HBO original series Arliss.
Oh wait, so but while we're doing this, I need to kiss Linda.
Linda Ronstadt.
All right, we'll let George do this first, and then we will start.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh boy. Okay, George. Thank you, George.
All right.
George is
for
here.
good cause.
Okay, let's start, and then we can, Jim, if you can get in, we'll catch you up. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Profiles in agenting.
All right, and I believe I owe the nerds this, so I have. This is Nerds Rope, Star Wars Nerds Rope. It says, which side will you choose? And unfortunately, all I have is dark side ropes.
That's so many, George.
All right. I don't even really know what these look like.
Have you ever had Nerds Rope before, George?
No, I haven't.
I think so.
All right, there's a paper container.
Yes.
Ooh, and these nerds are small nerds.
They're like the Slim Jims of nerds.
Okay.
Yes.
I got to prepare for this. Hold on.
All right, I think I'm with you.
Okay, great. We are at Jeter, the hockey. Yeah.
Yeah, we're still in the opening.
I had the book just spin around.
Oh, okay. We might be a little bit further, but that's okay.
Well, no.
Yeah, got this big trophy.
Here's the number for you.
We just saw. Right now, the book is back on. We're beginning the episode proper.
The book is opening. We're pushing into the book.
1 minute 26 seconds.
Kirby has the Fattiator, which is a healthy home grill.
Oh boy.
Do you remember this episode, Jim?
138, 130. I'm like 2 seconds ahead of you.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
So you and Boatman are showing off this your grill. You're making some hamburgers.
I believe that's Roy Jones Jr., who I talked about last time.
Oh wow.
So you're going to tell us about the diabetes episode.
The diabetes thing. So I was telling stories about low blood sugar episodes to the writer's room. And I was just telling them different things that have happened when I've had low blood sugar. I had low blood sugar on the show a few times. And I was telling him these stories, and I was talking about how when you have low blood sugar, you sweat. You just sweat like it's crazy.
Yep.
It's like you can completely soak, if it's at night, soak a bed. I've had sweat dripping off of me and had a puddle. And so I was telling him these stories, and oh my, that's so uncomfortable.
Jim, keep telling us the story. I want to hear it.
Right,
While
I got.
while we're watching George eat a bunch of candy, I feel like it's a good.
It's so uncomfortable. Oh, no.
That's gross.
No.
Looks like a George Romero movie.
Wrong. So anyway,
Sure. Oh, gross.
my problems are endless.
That's okay.
I just had a ding, 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 ding in my hearing aid, which tells me the battery's dying.
Oh no.
Oh God, oh fucking mighty. So I told him these stories. Then I don't know, somehow it came up that I would be diabetic in the episode. And I said in the episode, what do you mean? Am I going to be diabetic from then on?
Yeah.
No, it'll just be one episode. And I went, well, it doesn't work that way. That's okay. So then they wrote this thing where
that's not how diabetes works.
I'm sweating. You see, I'm sweating a lot in the build up to it. I was drinking lots of things. They got that right. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry, but they had me sweating all the time. They had me sweat pouring off me, and I said, "You guys, that's not what would happen, really.
Yeah.
You'd be kind of clammy because your body's gonna, but you wouldn't be sweating the emergency sweating that you sweat with low blood sugar." Robert said, "Well, it's just more dramatic." So they kept it. So I've always had this thing about, all the shows that fuck up diabetes and they don't do it right, which is every show that's ever happened.
Yeah.
Now, I'm one of them. I'm one of those people, which has allowed me to be the story, because now when I go speak about diabetes things and they go, Hollywood, they always do this and it's wrong. And I said, I know. I've been there.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
I'm
the
that
story. The story is everything. And that's something that Bobby knew. It doesn't matter how diabetes actually works. If the story demands that Kirby have diabetes and then not have diabetes, that's the story. Yeah. That's the story he wanted to tell.
Yep.
It's not the true story of diabetes, but it was the necessary story of diabetes.
Yeah.
Damn it, George.
Purposes.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
It's true.
Sometimes you have to look at what is the story we're telling. Are we here to tell the full story of diabetes? No, that's not what this is. When people look back at Arliss, do we want them to say it was 7 seasons that told the full story of diabetes? Mm-hmm. Or is it enough to tell this small sliver of a story as part of the journey? And again, do we believe Arliss Michaels? Is he an unreliable narrator? In his world, maybe Kirby only had diabetes when he was aware of it. And the rest of the time, he was wrapped up in his own little world.
Wow.
So as soon as it was no longer affecting his world, it was out of sight, out of mind. I think Kirby really did have diabetes the whole time.
Wow.
That's deep, George.
Thank you, George.
That's deep.
For setting me on the straight and narrow.
You were already there. I just pointed the way.
Okay, we need to set some new stretch goals.
Yeah, because guys, we are not finishing this stream until we hit 7,000.
No, and we've definitely slowed down a little bit. So we have with George Kissed an X. Did that happen already? Did we do that?
Yeah, we did that.
So let's set some goals between here and the next X kissing.
Mm-hmm.
What will we do at $6,000?
Watto will we do?
Watto we do. $6,000.
People are saying Watto soup is in reach, and I agree.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Watto, what could we do? Watto, would you want to sing?
I don't know if Watto wants to sing. I have to say, Watto is currently processing the Chuck E. Cheese pizza he ate and thinking about eating Watto soup soon.
Yes.
We might want to do some more George challenges.
Yes, I agree. You're right.
Next couple of stretch goals.
I'm not sure where George went.
Okay, George is gone. Jim, how are you doing in general? How are you? We've been speaking to you for several different weeks now.
Yeah. I'm doing good. as I mentioned last week, I'm doing a lot of getting ready for this big fundraiser that I'm doing. That I got all these people to make these videos, and magazine, Puddle's Pity Party, Jill Subbuell. I just got John Fleck. I don't know if you know who John Fleck is. John Fleck is one of the NEA 4. Back in 1990 something, the NEA gave grants to people, and it became a big right-wing thing. Holly Hughes, John Fleck, Tim.
Hey, wait, Jim, can I jump in? Do you know a movie that? Do you know a movie that John Fleck is in? Howard the Duck, produced by George Lucas. Wow.
Howard the Duck.
John Fleck is in Howard the Duck?
John Fleck is in Howard the Duck.
Great movie.
Wow.
Look at that. He plays Pimples.
Oh, I'll have to see it. I've never seen it. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're missing out.
It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. I envy you. You have it to look forward to.
Well, he's one of the NEA 4. It was a national, thing, and we both perform in a lot of the same places, and we've been friends for many years. He beat me out of a part in a Joel Schumacher movie.
Oh wow!
R.I.P.
I auditioned for in Falling Down. There's like a street guy, and he got that part. I was happy he did, because he's a better actor.
Hey,
I'm the bad guy.
Sure.
That was and when I saw that movie, I thought I should have had Darth Vader say that. I'm the bad guy.
Jim, someone
Schumacher died this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk?
I was in 2 of his movies.
Which 2 were you in?
I was in St. Elmo's Fire.
Wow.
I could be a brown woman. That could be. And
I was in. He put me in St. Elmo's Fire because he
could be a man in motion.
The Andrew McCarthy character was a kind of a smart ass and intellectual, and I was in this comedy group, Duck's Breath Mystery Theater, and one of our guys did a character, Ian Scholes, who was a social commentator, and Joel bought a bunch of lines from the guy Merle, who plays Ian Scholes, for the Andrew McCarthy character, and he came to see a Duck's Breath show in Santa Monica. And then afterwards, he invited us over to his office in Universal, and we went over there. And he had this beautiful office, and he was telling us about this movie, St. Elmo's Fire. And one of the guys in the group said, "You got to get Jim in the movie." I don't know why. And he said, "Oh, well, what are you doing now?" And I said, I was a house sitter at the time. I didn't live anywhere. And I said, "Oh, I'm not. I don't have to be back in San Francisco for like 2 weeks for a softball game. I'm just hanging out." "Oh, you got to give me your phone number and call me." And I went back to San Francisco, and a couple of months later, I got a call from his assistant saying, "Joel wants to talk to you, and he wants to put you in this movie." And there was a character called Post Grad. He had one line in the script, and he wanted me to play this guy. And it was the guy who just hangs around like a college campus, and doesn't really go away, and just is like this knucklehead. So I was that guy. Wow. And he said, when I had to be a local hire, I had to fly myself to DC, put myself up, and I met him, and he said, "Okay, I want to put you in a bunch of scenes," and there weren't lines for the scenes. He said, "We'll find out where to use you." So there's a laundromat scene where Andrew McCarthy and Emilio Estevez are folding laundry, and they turn to me and say, hey, Zolo." My name is Zolo because I named myself after a guy at University of Iowa who was Rick Zolo, who was that guy who was the coach. And, "Hey, Zolo, what's the meaning of life?" And I had a whole elaborate story planned. When he told me he wanted to put me, when they say, in my head, I didn't know how movies were done.
Yeah.
I created this thing where I come into the laundromat and I'm coming from playing basketball and I'm wearing my Kurt Rambis glasses and I take off my shirt and throw it in the dryer and turn on the dryer. And then they ask me the meaning of life. Then I pull up and I found all these lines in an old journal. I wrote these all out and I pull up my chair, my special chair in the laundromat. And I tell them the story about taking care of these cats. And this was based on a true story where I took care of a litter of kittens and 6 of them died. These people went away and I was house sitting. There were 6 kittens, 5 of them died day after day after day. And I was freaking out. They all had leukemia, which we didn't know. Eventually the mother cat died, but she had given them all leukemia. Oh. And I had 1 cat left that I was calling Little Stevie. And I went to the vet and I took this little teeny thing and I said, well, you know, all the other, it's going to be a lot of work. And I said, I got to save this cat. I got to save this cat. So they gave me this little, vitamin to give it. And I was giving it vitamins. At one point, its eyes crusted over, completely crusted over. It couldn't see, but it would hear my voice and crawl. And it crawled up my leg while I was on the phone. And I looked at it and its face was all crusted over. And I called it Little Stevie. So that was the story that I was going to tell.
Yeah.
Emilio Estevez. And I walked through all this. I went, so blah, 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 and I was telling Joel this, and they're setting up, and he's going, oh, my God. He says, Zolo, we don't have that much time in the film for this story. Because my point of the meaning of life was I had to save Little Stevie.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing left of me in all of St. Elmo's Fire, you see me talking to the guys as they're standing on a street corner. You see me in the background twirling my hair while in the laundromat. That's all I'm doing, twirling my hair. There was one other scene. They go to see a Woody Allen movie. They come out of the theater. This was in Georgetown. And they had water down the streets.
WATTO.
They had 100 extras. They had traffic stopped in Georgetown. And I come out with them. And we're talking about this Woody Allen movie. And he wanted me to say a line. So I came up with this line. And then he had a giant crane. It was a crane shot that I guess it came down on us as we were coming. Or no, it went up because they scooped up like this. And I did this thing. We did it twice. And he went, all right, Zolo, there's just I don't have time. I don't have time. And I said, no. Look, I'll start saying as soon as we come out of the door, I'll start the line. You got to give me one more chance. You got to give me one more chance. Joel is sitting on top of this big crane that's going to fly up in the air. And all right, Zolo, here, I'll give you one more. 100 extras put back into place. Traffic now stopped. Blah, 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 blah. We shoot the scene. He's way up in the air. That's it, Zolo. Go home. Doesn't work. Sorry. Good night.
Zolo, a St. Elmo's Fire story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then he put me in, because St. Elmo's Fire was a big hit, he put me in Lost Boys.
Yeah.
And his assistant called up and said, he's your good luck. You're his good luck charm. And he wants this one to be a success too.
Wow. That's a good feeling to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one line in Lost Boys in the opening credits. Jason Patrick says to me, any jobs in town? Well, we're pumping gas. I said, nothing legal. That's it. Those are my 2 words in my 2 Joel Schumacher movies.
But do you still get the residual checks for it?
I get both of them.
Yeah. So that's great.
Yeah.
Checks.
It's very fun.
Right.
I'm trying to.
I put Watto to sleep.
No, I just feel delirious right now. I ate half of a Chuck E. Cheese pizza, Jim. It is not resting well with my body.
No.
As you can see from my distended belly.
And yet for a time you said it was the greatest meal you'd ever experienced.
It felt really good in the moment. It went from terrible to phenomenal all the way back around to apocalyptic.
Ooh.
Now, I'm gonna bring someone else into the room.
What?
I'm gonna bring someone else into the room. Is that okay, Watto?
Who could top the great Jim Turner?
I mean, we're not going for topping, but I think it's a great.
Yeah, we're not going for topping. This isn't Chuck E. Cheese.
Here we go.
Well, I'm the topping. I'm not the bottom.
Oh God!
I'm always
sit down. You're rocking the boatman.
Oh, Mr. Lucas.
It's so good to see you, Michael.
Truly worthy of the. That is more than I ever expected from the man who directed Titanic.
Hey!
Listen, what?
No, that's
What?
the other one. That's
we gotta tell you.
What do you mean?
That's the other gray beardo.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus Christ!
But it wouldn't have happened without me. I made it possible.
That's what I meant. That's what
you can't make a big fat. No one's making big fat boats fake without me.
No.
You know?
No.
Did you just call me fat?
No, boats, not boats, man.
Boats, not boat man.
Not boats,
You're a boat man, not a boat.
No.
Wow,
it's very important.
It's already gone left. You know,
Michael,
hi,
you
everybody.
are truly a sight for sore eyes, and I mean that literally. Our eyes physically hurt at this point.
I also like the fact that you and Jim decided to wear the same shirt today.
Yes.
Oh, we really did.
Yes.
Jim and I, apart from having been on Arliss for so many years together, we are spiritual brothers. Oh. I don't have anything on mine. Nothing on mine.
Oh,
okay.
Nothing. Just the same color. But see,
yeah,
you ruined it. You ruined
well played, Jim Turner.
Yeah, well played, Jim. You ruined the bit. Hi, everyone.
Sorry. Hello, Michael.
How are you, Michael? What's new?
Why are you wearing glasses?
So I can see Arliss more clearly. Yes.
All the clearer to see you with.
Watto has a mild stigmatism.
Do you ever actually do that flying, buzzing thing that you did in the movie? That's what I'm waiting to see. I want to see you hovering around Jim Turner's head.
Hey,
okay, here we go. Stretch goal,
baby. What? I don't fly out of bed for less than $10,000.
Oh, he's difficult to work with.
Put it on there. Stretch goal, $10,000. Watto flies.
Wow, okay. Well, that's definitely something worth fighting for.
Right.
I want to see that. Hi,
Michael.
everybody. Again.
Hello, Michael.
I'm glad to be here.
Oh, we're so glad to have you back. We've missed you, Michael.
I'm looming over you all like the face of God because I'm looking into my iPad and I can't figure out where to look. And so, you know,
You're doing great, baby.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Watto. How's everybody going? Patrick?
Good. We got
right?
2 episodes left. We're almost there.
How's it now? See, last time I couldn't watch along. Jim, you were able to see, right?
Yeah.
Can Jim hear me?
Yeah.
Slid off into some mild dementia.
Yeah. What did you say?
What?
Oh no, I don't. I'm not dumb.
Huh? Huh?
You're acting like I'm dumb.
No, not at all. I said mild dementia. Oh, that's a reference to your age. Come on, we love each other, everybody. This is you know, we literally loved each other last night.
All good vibes.
Yes, I was the top. So, but we couldn't watch it last time, or I couldn't.
You could. We could.
You can like see the show as well.
Do you want me to send? Do you want me to send you a link?
Listen, with the links, like
I'm just offering.
Well, you have HBO, Michael. You don't get HBO Max.
I guess I do.
It's been so long. It's been so long since we've spoken, Michael, that there's a whole new HBO that didn't exist when we last talked.
Yeah. I don't. I have God knows what. I don't know what's streaming around here. Not my children all watch every different thing, and I spend most of my time on MSNBC. So, or you know, the UFO channel. Is there such a thing? I'm a big UFO nut, Mr. Lucas.
Oh, I should hook you up with my buddy Steve. He loves UFOs.
Well, don't we? I think we should all love them because apparently they're coming. The United States government says they're real. So, maybe there's a movie in that for you, sir.
I mean, probably I'll tell my buddy Steve. He loves to make an alien movie.
I know. Ever since you directed Close Encounters of the Third Kind,
that's my buddy Steve. They're talking about him. I like to put a little bit of aliens into an Indiana Jones every now and then.
Oh, you didn't direct Close Encounters?
No, my buddy Steve did, but I did encourage him to make a special edition of it. I was like, you got to make it special.
That's where we got to see inside the ship, of course.
Yeah, look inside. See those little aliens walking around. See them. It's bright lights.
But only a suggestion of little aliens.
Just a suggestion
shadows.
of them. Yeah.
Bright Lights, Big City. Did you do that one?
Wow.
No, not Bright Lights, Big City. That was a Michael J. Fox drama from the 80s.
Yeah, but and I think it was directed by wasn't Bright Lights Big City was I don't know. That wasn't Lucas.
Let's look it up.
No,
I'll look it up.
Okay. If only there were a way that we could know this information. If only there were some alternate.
That was James Bridges.
James Bridges.
Oh, another Jim, and it co-starred Kiefer Sutherland from The Lost Boys, in which you said nothing legal.
Oh, you were in Lost Boys, Jim?
Jim was in Lost Boys.
I don't. Okay, I have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, you do.
Were you a sexy vampire?
Let's
No.
make that
the opening. They're moving away, and they drive through the hills, and they're driving around Santa Cruz, and they pull in for some gas.
Yeah.
And I come over, and I'm pumping gas, and Jason Patrick says, any jobs in town? And I say, nothing legal.
Let's make that a stretch goal that Michael will promise to see Lost Boys. What are we at now?
No, I will see Lost Boys, but I have a problem with Lost Boys as a lover of vampire fiction myself, and vampire movies.
Yes,
I blame Lost Boys for this whole subsequent sort of sexy vampire genre that started, with
right there with you, Michael.
Twilight. I literally have had
whatever happened to turning into a bat?
Turning into a bat. How about drinking blood? Vampires don't even drink blood anymore. They're sexy. My daughters watch one of those shows where all the vampires are hot and gorgeous, and
The Diaries.
Well, I don't
Vampire
get
Diaries.
in trouble, but one of those type shows. And I go, these are monsters who rise from the grave and drink the blood of the living. Why is everyone hot and glowing and sexy? And where's the blood? And she goes, Dad, vampires are hot, not scary.
Michael, your jealousy of not ever being asked to be a sexy vampire is exploding through you.
Never. Look, I have had my shot. I've auditioned. Yes, I've been turned down every single step of the way, but I don't hold that. I don't take that personally.
I am 100% with you, Michael. Whenever I see something that's sexy, I always say the same thing to myself. I say, sexy.
Yes.
Why did it have to be sexy?
Wait, I have a question regarding the Arliss episode that we're supposedly watching.
Yes.
Michael, why were you and I just standing screaming at each other?
Literally not watching what you're watching.
It's the Fattiator episode.
Son of a bitch. Here,
this business deal is it's driven a wedge between friends and colleagues.
It has. How do I watch it with you guys?
Okay, I will send you. I will.
My laptop is up and running. Huh?
Michael, I have to ask you since we last spoke.
Yeah.
The most recent season of The Good Fight came to an end.
Oh yes, quite early
and prematurely with and it's left your character, Judge Julius, a tremendous like you're basically the Han Solo of this season. You might as well be frozen in carbonite.
Oh.
Now people are. It's the major. Presumably, this was not going to be the cliffhanger. Had the season completed.
Just a second before you continue. I have to do my Han Solo going into the carbonite pose.
Here we go.
Here it goes.
Julius, let's do it a little bit to the camera. We want to get a fuller picture of that because the acting was great, but the framing is just slightly off.
Here you go. Ready?
Don't lean back. Don't lean back quite so far. Stay where you are, but make the face.
Here we go. Ready?
And put the hands up. Put the hands up too, like this.
Yeah.
Great. Perfect Han Solo. It also looked like you were trapped inside your computer, kind of.
See, aren't we all really?
Michael, I sent you the login so you can watch along with us. I emailed it to you.
I feel like I'm not a part of the cool kids if I can't.
Well,
keep up.
I mean, let's add to the cool kids because it's the finale.
Yes.
Oh.
What does that usually mean?
Uh-oh.
What does that usually mean?
Look who it is.
Throw a little Bobby on the dish.
Bobby on the dish. Wow. Bobby on the dish.
Everybody.
It's Bobby's world.
I just received something in the mail and I sent it back. Did you guys get it?
Jim, how are you?
I'm good.
Good to
Hey,
see
Robert.
You. Good to. Hey, Michael. Good to see you. On behalf of the audience, before I checked in, would you mind turning up the volume in your computer? You're coming in very faint.
All right. Oh,
that's a good point.
All right.
Oh, what a born director knows that
But
sound.
I want you to know this is a George Lucas sci-fi, really into techie stuff. He doesn't know how to turn up the volume on a computer.
No, but it shows, Bobby, you're a born
How is that? Is that
showrunner.
better?
You're a born showrunner.
Look
Is
at
that
this.
better? That's as much gain as I get. I don't know.
That's all right. We'll make it work.
Oh wait, you didn't? Did you start the last episode or not?
Not yet. No, we're waiting. We wouldn't start without you, Jim.
We
gotta wait for Michael to get access to HBO Max.
Yes.
Wait,
Robert, how's your head?
How was
Much
your head,
better,
Bobby?
thank you. You know what? You know what it is? It's the combination. When the Russian dressing and the coleslaw came in, it's like blood sugar.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a salve. That's
Speaking of blood sugar, two things, Robert. We just talked about the episode where Kirby becomes diabetic for a day.
that was hilarious.
And for an episode. And then we discovered as Robert now is type 2. Patrick.
Yeah, that happened after the fact. My whole family was diabetic. But after it was right after we wrapped that I found out I was type 2.
Half of this stream is diabetic.
Wow.
And you
Patrick
have
is type 1.
Yeah. That's why, DLM, baby, DLM.
Hey, okay, Patrick, so I'm looking at this now. What do I do?
Now go to the episode is called All That Glitters, and it's season 7, episode 11.
My certificate for 50 years.
Wait,
Yeah.
no.
he's an award-winning diabetic.
You, man. Let me tell you about my whole take with Jim and diabetes during the show while Michael figures out what he's going to do here.
Oh,
I watched him because my whole family was diabetic. I watched Jim and I was watching him. My family never drank. That didn't stop Turner. It was like his maker's mark he had in his room, and I was impressed because I grew up we didn't drink. So that was a great learning lesson to me about that and about other things he would do. And I really, my feeling towards diabetes changed because of Turner. And so when I became type 2, which is fortunate, I was much more prepared. Let's say it that way. So thank you, Jim.
Oh
yeah.
Okay. On that
Michael.
lovely note, Jim, you're a great representative of the diabetic people. You're a credit to your race. Just so, and I've been at one point or another pre-diabetic. So I gotta watch it.
It's like a prequel to diabetic.
I love a prequel.
Exactly.
Yes.
So Patrick.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, the audience is probably dying. I got your email.
What was that thing you held up, Jim?
The Joslin Clinic, which is the diabetes clinic, Joslin in Boston, gives you an award if you've lived for 50 years with type 1 diabetes. They don't give it to type 2, only type 1. And I've got one for 50 years. I also got a special award from, I got a medal. Oh, shit. Where's my medals? I got to give my medals.
Okay, while he's doing that. Oh, where'd Boatman go? Oh, my gosh.
Boatman's gone. He'll be back. He really is. He is like the Han Solo of this stream. He's frozen in carbonite somewhere.
Let me plug this.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
This is very cool. It happened to me this week.
So exciting.
There is Jason Reitman, who I became friendly with because as a kid, he grew up and he loved Arliss. I mean, he said, I learned storytelling from Arliss, how you could change tones in an episode and satire. He was, that's what he was into, was satire and that, if you look at his films. So we became friendly, and then he's doing this remake. What it is, it's for the World Kitchen, which is he's raising about $1 million. He got $1 million from Katzenberg, Jeff Katzenberg at Quibi, and we all put together. Well, he got all these A-list actors not me. We got all these people to shoot a scene or one scene of The Princess Bride on their iPhones. And he puts everything together. Nothing matches, nothing up, but nobody cares. It's a goof. You had homemade props, and he's got everybody from Adam Sandler to Charlize Theron to Hugh Jackman and Josh Gad and Jack Black. And I mean, Jennifer Garner and J.K. Simmons and Rob Reiner. And I mean, everybody and their brother in this thing. And they're all playing a common Tiffany Haddish. They're all playing, you play one, like 5 people play the same character. Like I'm playing, and he asked me to be one of the grandfathers reading the story to the book. Fred Savage is doing it again. And so we're all doing this. And so I had like one scene where I'm talking to the kid. And he asked me to do it, and I said, "Yeah, sure." It's going up on Quibi on Monday, which I don't have, on Monday, and it's like 7 minutes, and it's raising $1 million. Oh, and the great thing about it is, I told him, I go, I literally phoned it in, literally.
I'll say this, Bobby. I know that you're humble and you have a genuine modesty because you're a good guy, but you can't spell A-list without R-list.
Oh, isn't that nice?
It is
but you
nice.
can't spell it without Boatman. Where the fuck did he go?
I know.
Oh, man. Someone said the boatman sank, but I know that he's going to reemerge.
Rocky waters for the boatman.
Hey, Jim, I gotta wait.
So here's my medal.
Oh,
Jocelyn sent me a medal.
Dun, 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 dun.
And Eli Lilly also sent me a medal. 50 years.
I love it.
Oh, that I
love
got.
it. Oh,
I can't. My head's too big.
Go ahead and wear it like a bandana, kind of.
Put it around your head.
That gave me kind of a Randy of the Redwoods vibe. Like that's how he might
there
wear
you
it.
go. There
Oh,
you go.
perfect. Yes, I love it. Yes, yes. Oh, that's great.
Oh,
so good.
So fun. I don't know where Michael went.
Give him 2 more minutes.
Give him 2 more minutes. I have to say, because we're now nearing a point where I want to stretch it out and make it last. I want to wait for Boatman. I don't want to start without him because this is the for now the series finale.
Oh yeah. It was very, I watched the episode. This is the first time I watched them in 20 years. So this week I watched the last season, and what surprised me is how well they actually held up. They're not dated. Only kind of things like cell phones but not. They don't. The storylines pretty much held up for the most part. Yeah. And what blew me away was the actors. Jim. Yeah. I mean, the last season we were on, I think I wrote it down somewhere. We had 6 Oscar nominees or winners.
Oh.
I mean, we had James Coburn, Lindsay Krause, Keith Carradine, Seymour Cassell, Joe Bologna, Eileen Brenner, and that's not counting people like Keith David, John Glover. John Rhys Davies is in the last episode. I mean, we had some people. It was just, and I hope they had fun. I mean, I was trying to have fun.
I mean, I don't think anyone can. I feel like watching this show, you do see everybody having fun. Like that is something
most of the time. Most of the time.
Yeah, but it comes across. I think.
But also, I have to say,
now we've lost Boatman, Turner, and Watto.
Boatman's back, almost on cue. He knows how to make an entrance, and
now
I'm
wearing headphones because I'm told that will enable the audience to hear better.
That is better, yeah.
It is better,
and I don't know if that's true or not.
No, it's good.
It's good.
Better?
Yeah, it's better.
Mike, I'm watching. I was just talking about watching the shows for the first time. You and Turner and Reed and Sandra. I gotta say, it's just a real privilege. I mean, to watch the shows and watch you 3 guys together. I mean, you got every ounce of every. You squeezed every drop of comedy while keeping the same tones. It's really fun to watch you guys. I have to say how lucky I was.
Thank you, Robert. I always felt like we were lucky because, when you first start a show, it's always hard to know the tone. Is it farce? Is it, you know what I mean? And I remember the first episode sort of being a little, as I usually am, kind of nervous, not really knowing what we're going for here. But then I think it was a scene in your office from where all four of us were maybe for the first time together. And it just immediately you made it very easy and comfortable. And what I liked about the show is that in weird ways, while as the evolution of the characters, while we all got more comfortable, it also got sort of bigger and broader and yet funnier. And also we started to tackle some, actual issues.
And you can pivot sometimes within even not just an episode, but within a single scene. You sometimes pivot from broadly comedic to deadly serious. And
right. And I don't think we had many deadly serious moments very, early on. Now I feel like that's midway through. And I remember you commenting a lot, Robert, about that we were really beginning to tackle some, I hate to say issues because it sounds, cliche.
Topics. Yes. Topics. Yeah. But I would tell you, but thank you for that. But to watch you and Jim work together, and a lot of times they're in two shots, because I put it in there because I've always felt about chemistry that when say actors don't have chemistry in the scene. I think most of that is because of editing. They go cut to cut to cut to cut. Now, what in chemistry, real chemistry, when you put element A next to element B, and they start getting together, sparks fly between them.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. There's the chemistry. Well, you're in a two-shot, that's when sparks fly. When I watch the comedies of 30s and 40s, they're mostly in 2 shots or 3 shots, and you feel the sparks between them. But you don't get that a lot of the times in cut, 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 cut. You're taking away what's between them, that chemistry there. And you and Turner, I never felt ever that you guys ever missed a moment, or you found moments that I didn't realize. And believe me, there were times. I mean, Jim, they watched. I watched the episode this week, which caused the most shit in the room. The one with the female bodybuilder.
Oh,
pegging.
We saw Jim.
This is decades before Broad City famously had a pegging episode. You got there first. You got there over a decade.
I gotta say, that week was the week beforehand was kind of fun. Now, Jim, to his credit, because we were pushing that there. To his credit, first of all, everybody was terrified of it, so I said, "No, it's going to be funny." And Jim, to his credit, this is true, said to me, I got no problem if it's funny.
Right.
Am I right, Jim?
Yes.
And I said, okay, so I took that episode.
I didn't care.
I didn't want to have to fight. I had a vision, and I didn't want to fight with any director to say, no, the camera's got to be here. Do you know? So that.
But also, you were classy because it's all about Kirby's face.
Yes.
You don't show the actual pegging. You don't show the actual pegging.
Yes.
It's left to the viewer to imagine. You see Kirby's eyes, and you know what's happening to him.
Yeah.
Even if it feels sexually unimaginative.
It's the old Hitchcock. Show the bomb.
Right.
Yes.
But you don't have to necessarily see it go off right then and there. It's like, so I got to do some with Jim. I got to do some I stole some shots from The Graduate from underneath and shooting people with his legs to see stuff like that.
I remember that.
And
no, I have to tell you, the week that was on, I was in my car on Hollywood Boulevard of all places, and I'm sitting at a stoplight, and I heard a horn honk, and I turn over, and a guy's rolling down his window, and it was the week it was like that was on Sunday night, and this was like Monday or Tuesday, and the guy rolls his window down, and I rolled my window down, and he goes, "Hey, Kirby." Tough show, man. Tough show.
Yeah.
Well, man.
Kirby can get it.
Right. Remember the episode where I get hypnotized?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Lee, or I'm almost going to blow Lee.
Yeah.
Lee Arnberg. And that was the first episode of the year. I think we'd switched something. So that was the first one. And my parents, in the big home that they lived in, it was just like an old folks home, and you could rent the multi-purpose room. They put up TVs. They catered a party.
Oh.
All of these people there. Oh. All the people from their building. And that's the episode that they watch. And my mom called me and said, Jimmy, couldn't you have let us know?
So
wow.
But even in that episode, the one with the bodybuilder, what I had forgotten about was we were actually doing a thing on Kirby taping all these women in bed.
That's right.
So I always wanted to make some minor reason. I said, so there is an arc at the end when he throws out all his tapes except one. So there was a reason, sort of, for that. You know, it's like it was proving a point. You know, and no type of thing too.
There was a Robert Wool Easter egg in there because one of the tapes was called "Good Morning Vietnam."
Good Morning Vietnam.
Good Morning Vietnam.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, do you remember what happened when we threw those tapes in the fire?
Oh,
all the tapes.
I remember something happening. But what was it?
Completely filled the stage. We had to clear the stage.
Smoke. Yeah. The smoke.
Noxious smoke. People were going, oh no, shit.
Yeah.
Put them out.
Yeah. When you are destroying the original versions of the movies you made, you have to be very careful, because whether it's the original film negative for the 1977 cut of Star Wars, or whether it's the video cassette copies, you always have to sort of plan to make sure that you ventilate the room and that the things that you're destroying, that you're doing it smart and safe.
Yeah. Did you do that? Did you do that with Alien, the original?
Oh, Michael, I love this bit. It's very funny. I love this bit. No, it's very funny.
You see what I'm talking about?
Oh, hasta la vista. Hasta la vista.
No, but the difference back then, Robert, was that when we were doing scenes together, we genuinely hated each other. We've only slowly come to barely stomach each. What?
You and I?
Shush. Anyway, no.
Hey,
I'm joking.
So racist. So racist.
So
racist to shut the black.
Hey, Michael. Yeah. You know, you got to work with two of my favorite actors, Keith David and John Glover.
David Keith.
Yeah.
Well, David Keith's another story. That's something else. That's up there with the Bruce Hornsby.
We had both of them.
Both.
We had David Keith and Keith David.
Yes, we did. We had David Keith and Keith David.
That's right. I forgot about that. Well, I love Keith David as a friend. He's a great guy. I just had forgotten that he had been on the show because we had so many great guest stars. And I remember working more closely with David Keith, which was always. But what I also recall thinking was that at least, and I don't know, Robert, if you felt this way, probably not because you were in the driver's seat, but what I look back now and love about Arliss was that each one of, I know I certainly did, Jim, we just talked about your biggest sort of awkward, uncomfortable moment. I don't know if Sandra would say the same thing, but each one, like I had the episode where what was it, the Slump Buster episode? Where it was my first and pretty much only, racy sex scene as an actor with a partially nude woman. And while so many people, have a fantasy about, being in bed with some hot, naked actress, it was literally one of the most nerve-wracking and anxiety-producing moments I'd ever had on the show, because you're trying to, you want to be, you got a scene to do, you got work to do, you want to make the thing happen.
That's the craft.
And the actress she was fine. She was, absolutely professional, and it was all me. It was just, but each one of us, I feel like, had at least one episode over the 7-season run where that was really challenging. I mean, challenging, like, how do I do this without fucking it up?
Michael, what was it like when you had a surfboard in the office and you had to be on the surfboard?
Wow.
That's because now we just CGI that, but you had to be on a practical surfboard.
Yeah, an actual surfboard. God, I remember it took
a boat on a board.
It took forever. What episode was that?
I believe that was in season 6.
I think. Yeah, I think it was season 6.
Oh no, you know what that is? That's the one with the Duke dies. You know what it was? Right. Matt McGinnis was one of our writers, and he was a surfer, and he invented a board. And he told us stories about being a surfer, about this guy, Duke Abanakanawe or whatever it was, who was the god of surfers. And we had him we had them in the office, and then at the same time, Arliss is trying to sell a condo that's that it's in a bad area where somebody's dropped dead. I forgot what it was, but I remember that. It's that might be the David Keith episode. I don't even remember. I don't even remember which one that was.
But George wanted to know that because he directed that movie, Endless Summer, which is all about surfing.
Wow.
Oh. Well,
he knows how to make an exit. He knows how to make an exit. And now here we are again, waiting for Boatman.
When Boatman comes back, we'll start the finale.
Because we start the finale.
Yeah.
But where did he go?
Who knows? Who knows where the Boatman is?
Okay, here we go.
All right, let's start the finale.
All right.
It's embarrassing. I'm not tech savvy. Right at this.
You know, I have to say, not to quote Michael, not to quote one of my own films,
yes.
but when you left this time, it made me feel I now know why you cry, but it is something I can never do.
Wow, nice.
Wow.
Well said, sir. Well said.
Okay, here we go. So are we all ready? Are we all good?
Yeah, I actually have a picture of Robert Wall on my laptop screaming into a telephone. Is that?
I love it.
I did it.
So we will press play. Hang on. We'll press play in 1, 2, 3. Now, Michael, turn down your sound on your laptop.
On my laptop.
So you can hear it, but we can't.
And we do have a fundraising update. Let me refresh to make sure there's not anything else.
Bobby, we're doing better than we ever have.
Oh, that's nice to hear. That's nice. Thank you.
We have followed the same pattern that your show has, and that the donations have increased.
Oh, that's nice.
As we get to the later seasons, we're going up.
That's a good sign.
So this is a good sign.
All right, here we go. Hang on one sec. Who do I hear? We hear someone.
It's got to be Michael.
Hear me, but I'm trying to make sure.
Jesus Christ, Boatman! Jesus Christ!
I want to hear. I want to hear both of you, right?
You can't turn up your own sound, but you.
So what should I be doing?
So if you just hit mute on your HBO, like if you bring the volume down.
Or just I have it at my lowest volume so I can hear it, but it doesn't get picked up in the microphone.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I want to be able to hear it.
Okay, so here's the fundraising update: $6,600.
Oh
wow!
Okay, I'm gonna say one thing right off the bat. Right off the bat, Watto soup is 8,000 because if Watto eats Watto soup, he's gonna vomit. So that has to be at least worth $8,000.
Okay.
I'm not doing it for 7 anymore. It's a realistic goal, but we need to earn a little extra if you want to puke. Yes.
Watto, I feel like because a lot of people have donated expecting they would get to Watto soup at 7, I feel like we need to offer up a tiny
yes. I'm down to offer a substitute goal. We're keeping Watto soup at 8.
You should 7. You should remind everybody what Watto soup is.
Watto soup is Watto puts 3 different condiments in a bowl, microwaves it, and eats it straight with a spoon.
Horrible.
Cranch, mayo chup, and mayo cube. I believe are the 3.
Hey Robert, what parade are you in the opening?
It was the New York Yankees World Series parade. Canyon of Heroes.
Robert's out.
Huh.
Now, Robert, in the finale, did you know going into it that it was going to be a series finale, or
no?
So it wasn't conceived as a. How did you approach that each season? Like,
here's what happened. Okay. Well, how did I approach it each season? Waiting for them to. We were the stepchild at HBO, and then Jim and Michael will agree with this one. We were always a stepchild. We were the last to get picked up and the first one to be on the air. These other shows are getting 2-year pickups, 3-year pickups. We would be off the air, and then around November, September, November, we'd get a pickup to be on the air in about April, May, or right around when the NBA playoffs would start. So I never knew, and which I have to say made a difference in how I treated like directors and everything, because I always felt that every episode could be the last one, and I was always fighting for another year. So I was probably tougher on a lot of directors and people than I should have been. you know, but that's the way it was going on there. But no, and then as soon as we finished the season, I went on vacation, and I think I came back in like September, and we got the call that it wasn't going to be any more seasons. We got something like that, early September, maybe October. And then I had to realize, well, I got to end the series. And then I thought, well, this episode at least had somewhat, we had shot it, this was like one earlier, had a different tone to it and something that I could go off on. Is it perfect? No, but it was something that, it was ambiguous enough. And that it had, you know, because Arnold's friend dies and he goes on a soul searching mission. You know, they had shared a birthday, so they wanted the soul searching. Plus, it had enough funny for this. You know, this is the one, Stanley. You get this is the one where you're on a health kick and you get drunk on the chocolates.
He was I think he's having trouble hearing through those headphones. Hey, Mike, can you hear me, Michael?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Michael?
Yes.
Can you hear me, Michael?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear Turner.
Can you hear me?
I can't. Robert's the only one I can't hear.
Can you hear Watto?
This feels personal.
He can't hear.
No,
you
can't
hear
everyone except Bobby?
Hey, Michael, maybe if you take your headphones off and just unplug it, and we'll just live with. It's fine.
All right.
We'll live with that.
Now you're off.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you.
Okay.
Right.
This is the episode where you're eating the chocolates that are filled with liquor.
Damn it.
You have a good funny. He's got a big funny. There's a big funny scene between, and this one at the end. There's a great scene, comedic scene between Jim, Michael, and Sandra. When each of them, well, I don't want to say they each have to pretend to be Arliss Michaels, but it's. I loved it because of the rhythm and the music that the three of them had together. I mean, because all good comedy is music.
Yeah.
But the three of them, boy, God, they were good. They were good. You guys were great. You guys were just great.
It was
Thank you.
Fun, boy, oh boy.
All right.
I wish we'd be doing it still. Now,
this is fascinating because Bobby, you just made a reference. Arliss just made a reference to an amount of time, so much time passing that we would be in the Jeb Bush administration.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because you started the show inspired by Donald Trump's book, and then famously Donald Trump would end up defeating Jeb Bush for the Republican nomination. So on the there's a weird sort of, I mean, it rhymes. You know what I mean?
Well, I think everybody. I can't speak for everybody, but I sure wish Jeb Bush had won that primary.
You're speaking for me.
I think everybody. We'd all put that exclamation mark after Jeb now.
My wife is to the left of Lenin. I've always made this joke. And but in my family growing up, my dad was a Republican, my mom was a Democrat. We had a family business, and but again, Republicans back then meant Rockefeller and Javits and
Eisenhower,
the wing of the Republican Party. So. But it's so different now. It's just Let's get off of this. It's just
let's get off of that.
Now, let me tell you how I found out that we weren't coming back. Because every year I was like, we are coming
back. Trying to catch up with you guys on
we aren't
actual. It says I can't play the video. I'm streaming on too many devices. Does that make sense to anyone?
So I was playing in the.
I don't know why that should be. I'm only streaming it on my laptop.
Well,
too many devices is a big problem.
It's probably because I'm watching it and they're here, Michael. I will. Here, Michael, refresh your thing, and then you play it again.
Can you refresh your thing, pal?
Wow. Oh, wow.
Saucy.
Okay, Jim, sorry. Continue your story.
So I'm playing in the Bob Beeman charity golf tournament.
Hilarious name.
In Florida. And I was with a team of it was a dad and his sons and his brother. And we won. We won the tournament. And I won this horribly garish watch that I still have. And I'm on a bus, and it was the bus going back to the hotel, and I'm standing over Meadowlark Lemon. And Meadowlark Lemon's sitting right there, and I'm looking down going, God damn it, it's Meadowlark Lemon. I went to see this guy when I was a little kid, and here he is, and I love him. And my phone rings, it's a little flip phone. Jim Marks, hey, Jim, yeah? Has Robert talked to you? No. Well, okay. we're really not coming back. What?
Oh.
No. And I thought this was the year that we were for sure. This is the only time I ever thought we were coming back. Right. And I turned 50 and I threw a big 50th birthday party. I went to New York with my whole family, and I rented out a restaurant and paid for all the fucking food. And had all my New York friends meet my family. And I went, no, I'm throwing big parties. What do you mean we're not coming back? But then I looked down, I hang up the phone, I look down, and there's Meadowlark Lemon. And I went, I wouldn't be here without this show. I wouldn't be standing next to Meadowlark Lemon. So I had him sign the box.
Yeah.
It's amazing, because we were at our highest ratings at that point. We had gone up in it for 7 consecutive years, and the shows were good, and we were finally getting some critical praise. Right. And then boom, gone.
And it's the only time HBO.
And what was that? I always remember we were in the era between Dream On and
Larry Sanders.
Larry Sanders, right?
We came on. We were the next wave after that. There was
Phase 3. Phase 3.
I'm sorry.
Phase 3 of HBO.
Yeah.
There was a show called, what was it called? It was a show that went on the same time as we did in black and white. It was like the Honeymooners almost. I forgot, one season. And then we stayed on, and then Sex and the City comes on right after that. And then The Sopranos comes on right after that. And then 6 Feet Under comes on right after that. So and they were all she shows.
That's right.
They were more appealing to the the New York literary.
The Fran Leibovitzes, in theory, except Fran Leibovitz
was better.
loved Arliss.
Fran did love Arliss.
She hated sports, but she loved your show.
I hate sports, but I love your show.
There we go.
Robert, I believe it was called The High Life, created by Adam Resnick.
High Life.
Yes.
The great Adam Resnick. Yeah.
Great Adam Resnick.
Robert, how did you find out that it wasn't coming back?
Oh wow. After every season, I usually went to Europe. Yeah, that was, I would, Barbara and we would take the dog and go to Europe. And we went to Paris. And we had a great time because, like Jim, I thought, okay, they had already given us episodes, scripts to write, which I never did because I didn't believe that. I said, I don't want to write a script and then not have it done. So I had gone to Europe, gone to Paris, and had a great time, came back. As soon as I landed on the plane, I got a call. As soon as I landed, I think it was like 12 o'clock at night on a Saturday. Call Chris Albrecht, and then, who was the head of HBO, and I called him as soon as I got home, and he gave me the news.
Did he let you down easy?
He had been a pretty staunch supporter of.
Oh yeah, no. Chris put me on stage. Chris started out as the manager. Chris started out as a comic, which is why they had good comedies. He knew that. He knew comedy. He then, and I was an auditioner. Chris put me on stage as a regular, and then I became his go-to guy. Chris could trust me. So he, and he knew something else about Arliss too. This is, he did know that, like I said, I came from a business family. Well, they had a business. That we did 80 episodes, and we were always on time and under budget. And that's, and believe me, no other show on HBO, Sex and the City, Sopranos, they go to Italy to shoot a scene.
We never got
the shoe budget alone.
We never got
the shoe budget alone on that show
episode or a very special.
What's that, Michael?
I said we never got a very special Italy episode or
Italy.
Those shows where we got to travel somewhere.
If we were in Italy, we were shooting it on Blue Moon Studios, whatever.
Yeah, baby.
Sex and the City, but Sex and the City never had any of the dazzle where you fill an entire room with popcorn on fire.
That's true. Not that James Coburn ever did. We shot the entire episode, and that was the one scene he had to shoot, and he got sick. And he got well enough that we had to do a pickup shot because we had to march through all that popcorn, which was not easy. Right. When you fill everything up. And this
is decades before Game of Thrones burns down King's Landing. You had popcorn and fire fill the frame.
Yeah, it was a takeoff on Mr. Coffee. It was Sir Pops-a-Lot popcorn. He was Joe DiMaggio. So we had to fight through that popcorn. He's about 25 pounds thinner than he is in the rest of the episode. And I knew it was really tough. We had like one take, maybe two to get through this, but we laughed. We laughed. I mean, James Coburn was a good guy.
Wow.
He was a good guy. I miss a lot. Joe Bologna died.
Joe Bologna, holy smokes. Eileen Brennan.
Eileen Brennan. Oh, how funny is Eileen Brennan? And this is after a stroke.
Yeah.
And boy, we had some, and you know, and then Asner, Ed Asner, and Sean Penn's mom, Eileen Ryan.
Yeah, but he's still kicking.
Yeah, I mean, we were, you know, Seymour Cassell was fun.
Remember, you had a lot of naked Jim Turner.
Not enough.
And Bobby, there was an episode where you ended up in the hospital. You got out of bed. Your hospital robe was open in the back. We saw little Robert World Tushy.
Yeah, I thought that didn't turn off the. I was going
to switch it a little bit of Arlas.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
What's the number, Patrick? What are we at donations wise?
We were at 6771. I believe that's
wow.
right.
All right, so that means I got to kiss Linda.
But the guy.
Hey, Robert, who was this actor that's showing now on the screen with not Jim, the guy that's playing the radio host, not him, the long-haired guy. Wasn't he somebody?
Radio host. What episode are you in?
Yeah, we're in the diner with Arliss.
What number are you guys at?
Arliss is stirring some soup right now.
711.
I'm in the wrong. I'm at the wrong scene, I think.
What radio? I'm in the middle of nowhere here.
Yeah, he's taking a pie to go. That's where we are.
Okay.
Hey, here's your time. It was 15:17.
Okay.
Now,
15:17.
Did we talk about the Ed Asner?
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go on without me. Go on without me.
Yeah, Jim.
Johnny Fink told me that when we were shooting out in Rancho Cucamonga with Lasorda.
True story.
And
true story.
Asner.
What's the story?
Lasorda stole all of his wardrobe. He took every single piece of wardrobe in the trailer that they left him in case they needed it. He just took it all. But he's standing there watching Ed Asner, and he says to Johnny Fink, "How old do you think he is?" And Johnny Fink goes, "Who?" He goes, "Ed Asner. How old do you think he is?" I don't know. And he guessed a number. And then Lasorda says, "I could take him." Take him. What do you mean? So I could beat him. I could beat him up.
That's true.
What is that? How old do you think he is? I could take him. And then steals all the wardrobe.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Bobby, this is
in the DiMaggio episode, DiMaggio was known for stealing everything. In the golf clubs, he'd say, "I need to borrow a set of clubs. I need a new set of clubs, or I can't go." And then he'd take them.
That's so funny.
I saw to restate, you're saying Joe DiMaggio was famous for stealing things?
he would make sure, yeah.
I just don't
Mr. Lucas.
past that. I want to take the time to really circle.
You know, if you'd watch, I know you're talking and stuff going on. If you watch the episode with Coburn, that's pretty on the nose. He kept his money. You know, the famous story was that DiMaggio would do all these things and always get paid in cash, like he is in the show. He's always getting paid in cash. And then he would store it in his house. Now, the earthquake comes, the World Series earthquake, whatever that year that was. Jim, what year was the San Francisco earthquake during the World Series?
89? No, it's maybe it's 89, right? So anyway, everything is closed off, except DiMaggio's got to get to his house, and he tells the police, "I'm Joe DiMaggio. I have to get to my house to get my trophies and my MVP." And they let him in, and he came back out with two huge hefty bags, which had all cash. It was $500,000 in cash. So we used that in the episode about him storing all the money in the golf bags, and he had to go get it. So we had to get through there because he had all his cash there. DiMaggio's a piece of work. Well, okay, never mind. It's a great story, but tell it.
We got nothing but time, Bobby.
I was at a function with Joe DiMaggio in St. Louis. Bob Costas hosted a charity dinner once a year at the Cardinal Glennon charity. And this is back when Joe Torre is managing the Cardinals. So it's right after Batman, so I'm like the comic. And it's honoring Stan Musial, St. Louis's hero. And so DiMaggio, they get him a private jet. He has to have a private jet. They fly him in, and it's a big fundraiser. And I'm in the green room with Joe DiMaggio, Bob Costas, Joe Torre, Ozzie Smith, the great Jack Buck, and for some reason Chuck Connor. And DiMaggio was in court. And DiMaggio was about the most imperious human being that ever lived. When he spoke, nobody did anything. So he's saying, so he's holding court and he's saying, you guys don't know about winning. I played with Gehrig. Gehrig was a winner. He ate winning. He breathed winning. He slept winning. He liked winning better than anything in the world. And suddenly from behind, a voice said, he liked blowjobs too, didn't he, Joe?
Oh.
Well, everybody cracks up, right? Blows up. But I'm like over DiMaggio's shoulder, and I can see the hair on the back of his neck stand up. Who dare do this? When he turns around and he sees it's Stan Musial, who's got better numbers than DiMaggio. So he could bust him, and DiMaggio grudgingly went, yeah, I guess he did. And when Torre, I, and Costas get together, we always remember that story.
That's so funny.
Oh, are you still friends with Costas, Robert? Jeez,
oh yeah,
a bunch of them, right? Yeah. How many episodes did Bob Costas do?
He's about 4 or 5, isn't he? The one who I became really close with, and this was Jim. You'll remember this. We had Bruce Hornsby on the show.
Yep.
Who was
not so happy.
That was the toughest week I had. The whole thing. I never tap danced so much in my life when Bruce was on. So the next week, I'm deciding I'm going to cast Glenn Fry in the next, and I said, and I remember Jim coming up to me. I don't know if you remember this, Jim. He said, "You sure you want to cast another rock star next week?" And I said, I know, Glenn. I think it's not going to be the same problem. So, and anyway, Glenn and I became very, very, very close friends. I mean, we were working together on the musical Hotel California when he died. So,
wow.
And do you remember?
Yeah, Hornsby was one of my favorites back in the 80s. And I think I told you guys this story the last time I was on, but I actually cited some, he thought I was, just some random guy, I guess. But I told him, no, man, Spider Fingers is one of my favorite songs this year. And I named some songs, and it was that kind of great moment that everybody hopes to have with some of their favorite recording artists, where you can actually go, no, dude, I actually really like your music more than just sort of the average. And he sort of saw me in that weird moment, like, oh, you really are a fan. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I really like you. But I only had maybe one scene with him. But I remember thinking he wasn't, he just wasn't so happy being there, right? He had other
Hornsby?
Yeah.
Well, that's another story.
Oh, hey, all right.
Hornsby was a dick. That because he can't hurt me.
You guys seeing
Bruce Hornsby was a dick.
He wouldn't. First of all, he wouldn't wear the T-shirt. Everybody's wearing a T-shirt. It was
we are the world. Caught up with you guys?
Everybody's wearing these purposely kind of ugly T-shirts. We are the world.
Am I caught up with you on the stream? Look at me. Am I looking at myself right now? Jesus.
No.
What an idiot.
Here, 21:53.
Oh my God.
21:53.
You're almost at the end. So at this point.
Yeah. I know. I just want to feel like a part of the community.
No, I appreciate it.
You are part of the community, but look at us. Look at us, Robert or Michael. Look at us.
Okay, there we are.
Right here.
Here to your left. Michael, look to your left.
So anyway,
wait, we do have a fundraising update. I want to pop in.
Okay.
How's that?
Wow.
Much more.
What do we got?
$7,026.
$7,000.
We are over 7,000.
Holy smokes, that's awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Hornsby won't wear this T-shirt, and everybody is wearing the T-shirt. Everybody.
Turner.
Yeah.
And he won't wear it. He said, "My fans." I don't do things like this. Like I don't do that kind of stuff. And my fans won't. The other thing is that he wouldn't let anybody touch his hair, which was the rattiest fucking little. And the hair people went, "I'd love to not touch that rat's nest, thank you." And behind his back. Then he wouldn't sing the song. And we had to stop. This was like early in the morning. We had to stop shooting to rewrite lines for him to do. And we had to stop. And the whole crew, the cast, we all sat around for like 2 hours while they figured out what to write. Then later on in the day, it was being shot in a recording studio. And there's no mirror between the booth and and the studio because it's a TV show, and he's sitting in the recording studio talking on his phone. Yeah, I know. During a take. Yeah. No, I'll call him later. And it went on the whole take. Finally, I think Robert went over and said, "What the fuck is going on?" I said, "Oh, I thought I was in the booth. There's no glass." Oh my God!
Wow.
He would say, "No, my fans know I don't do these We Are the World. You know, it's a fictional show. My God." He goes, "My fans know I don't do these We Are the World thing." Okay, and I'd have to say, "Well, what would you say?" And as long as the problem was, it was a 6-day shoot, and this was the 6th day. So we had already shot the other 5 days, and we were talking about Bruce Hornsby. Otherwise, I would have fired him. You know,
right?
We had to have him. I had to tap dance. So
I wish I could have given you a CGI Bruce Hornsby that would have done what you wanted.
There you go. So he keeps saying, like he says, my fans wouldn't. You know, they know I don't do this stuff. Remember, I told you I was on vacation in Paris right after this.
Yeah.
As happens, I'm staying in the same hotel, and Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band check in.
Better Bruce.
So being a Jersey boy, and I know the guys, they invite me to the show, and they invite me to the backstage dinner for the crew. So I'm sitting there with Max Weinberg and Stevie Van Zandt, and I'm telling them this story about, I just had to deal with Hornsby, and he kept saying, "Well, my fans know I don't do this. My fans don't do this." And Weinberg said, "Well, why didn't you just call the fan and ask them if it was okay with them?" You know, and I said, I go, "Max, you don't know how much I wanted this thing." But I couldn't.
Well, one thing that I think is fun, you know, Bruce Hornsby is on Twitter, and he has a new album coming out in mid-August. I think it'd be really fun if there were people who would tweet at him and say, "I'm a big fan, and I don't understand why you didn't wear the T-shirt on RLS."
He had and he calls me up. He calls me up, and I cut the show, and then it's going to air the next day. And he said, "Well, you got to send me a cut of it, like as if I'm going to get it cut." You know, so I spoke to him the day before it aired, so I knew he couldn't do anything. So he says, "Man, you guys fucked me." So I go, "Bruce,
wow,
it's this is all on me. My job, I made all the cuts. I did this. My job is to make you as likable as possible. And you were coming off really pretty unlikable. And I did the best job I can. So I've got to man up and say it's me." And he goes, "Well, I respect that, but I'm going to see what Bruce," and he says, "I'm going to see my fans say on BruceHornsby.com the next day." Never heard.
Oh.
Yeah. Still the same website in his Twitter bio, BruceHornsby.com. Anybody who wants to say, "I'm a fan and I wish you'd worn the T-shirt."
I was disappointed. They should say I was disappointed.
I was disappointed. Next time you're on a TV show and you do what they say, that's what the fans want.
As a longtime fan, I really wanted you to wear that T-shirt.
And I'm a fan. Make sure you make it clear that you're a fan,
yes,
and that you are disappointed. And it's almost as if he doesn't understand what the fans want.
Not even mad, just disappointed.
Hang on. I do want to show. We got a tweet from Kevin Woods, and he did.
"I've yet to meet the carpet that could burn me good. I've yet
That's
to
his
meet..."
little Baby Carlos animation that he made.
This is a test animation for Baby Carlos, the show in which all the characters from Arliss are babies, but also vehicles. Herbie Carlisle, that's a short walk. Yeah. Baby Carlos, and of course Michael the Bullet Baby.
I'm so thrilled. How many seconds is that?
It's 4 seconds, and that was a character named Zip Slowpoke Nielsen, who is a professional baby crawler.
Because you have to find baby athletes to represent. Yeah. So the best baby athlete is a professional crawler. That's the idea.
Warner Brothers has got to be beating down the door to get that out.
HBO Max, baby.
HBO Max.
That's right.
And it's such a thrill that before we got to the end of season 7 finale, we have 4 seconds we have a 4-second sizzle reel for Baby Carlos. Now, Bobby, in this last episode, you have scenes that for the first time in I think the entire run of the series evoke the feeling of the Indiana Jones films. You are literally in a cave with an old prospector, and it suddenly feels like you're in a
played by Sala from the Indiana Jones movies.
Yeah, with John Rhys Davies.
Oh, that's right, John Rhys Davies.
You know, occasionally you heard that somebody was a fan of the show. I think I met John somewhere at a function, and he said he was a fan. So that would happen a lot of times where somebody would say they were a fan. I said, how do I write them a character, or how do we get a character in there that that you want to use them as best you can?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like him. The same thing with Glover. I mean, John Glover, Ewan Glover, man.
He was great.
John Glover is one of the great actors. And I've always been a huge fan. He did this Bobby Fischer takeoff.
That's right.
And you know, I was really.
That was in the episode right before this.
Yeah.
One, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Like that? Yeah.
All right. Wow. I want to say something here because Arlis's last words that are spoken in world are deal, except for a few small points. He's making like one final deal, and in the run of the series, and then narration, we hear Arlis say. In the final narration, in Webster's dictionary, work is defined as labor, toil, drudgery, grind. That wouldn't be my definition. For me, work is a joy. Through my work, I've made great friends with whom I've shared many special moments. I've learned to relish those moments because they don't last forever. And then we pan down and the camera follows. And he says, or maybe they do. And we hear the bagpipes playing.
Right.
My name is Arli Michaels. I represent athletes. These are my stories.
Right.
And scene.
Now, Bobby, you said that episode was not planned as a finale.
Well, no, it's not. But here's what happened.
Yeah. Because that feels like you put a button on things.
Yeah.
What an ending.
I know it had to be. It had. I was going to say because it was voiceover.
Right.
Yeah.
I went.
You fixed it in post. You fixed it in post.
For the editing suite for that, but I don't remember doing that particularly.
Because it felt like a very
it was about
episode.
the guy being a workaholic.
Yeah.
And then, like everybody, hey man, I shouldn't have done this. I should have done. And he comes to the realization that no, I loved working. What's so bad with that? You know? Right. So the story held up regardless, but it's just because of the poignancy of it.
Yes.
You know, it sort of served as a good button. I thought, you know,
as a good button.
Yeah.
It
Look,
felt,
I mean,
the only thing missing was a long, like, lingering shot of you looking at the office and then turning out the lights and walking out.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm thinking of other shows that have ended. Two shows come to mind that follow this. The last episode of Mad Men follows Don Draper. He's no longer in we see him on a journey. He's no longer in the context that we've seen him all on.
Right.
Very similar. Also, Twin Peaks: The Return. The final episode, we see Agent Cooper, who is now in a different location, in a different realm. There is something. You're exactly right. You managed to make a series finale work, even though you hadn't planned it to be a series finale, which I think is very impressive, because those other shows knew that this was a final episode, and you kind of captured that same energy from a narrative perspective.
Right, but it was, like I said, it was ambiguous enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and also, as you said, Bobby,
did you work with Sandra at all?
Great question.
Great question.
I mean,
I have not.
Text when we were doing it last time, and she was doing a Zoom with her family.
Yeah.
I did not send one this time. I just I've been doing these this fundraising thing. And
well, I mean, if I don't know if she likes, I don't know if Sandra or what she thinks of Scooby Doo, but we are going to watch Scoob, and I don't know whether Sandra, if she's not busy, if she wants to come watch Scoob with us.
What is Scoob?
What
isn't Scoob? Excellent rejoinder. Yes. Scoob is the new Scooby Doo movie that we promised we would watch if we reached what goal? 4,200.
Yeah.
So we promised as a stretch goal that we would add that on. And we're well past that.
Hey, look at this. This is great.
It's wild.
Yes.
It's a lot.
When I first got it, it was 5,100 or something like that.
Yeah.
Right, and that was our previous record.
And it is very funny.
Past our all-time high. Yeah.
And Watto hasn't even
been that quick.
Yes.
Do you ever thank the donators? No.
And Watto was threatening not to end the stream until we hit 7,000.
I know that was the thing. We were preparing ourselves for if we won't end until 7,000. Are we going to be going for 12, 14 hours? We were having these conversations.
That's
and we might still, but it will be our choice. It won't be because we're trapped here.
Because we've been past.
What are we at? What are we at?
We're at 7151.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Can I say what really
all the weeks?
This is it. This is our all-time highest. Are you asking what the combined total is?
No.
We have done. Let's see. Here, I'll go through the total.
Give us the R-list total.
Give us the totals.
The first week we did 2,068.69. The second week we did 1,300. The third week we did 3,500. The fourth week we did 3245.69. The fifth week we did 4475.47. The sixth week we did 5,146.
Wow.
And then this week we're over 7.
Holy smokes.
So we're well over 20, I think.
For all different
organizations.
Different organizations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's great.
That's great.
Yeah, it's been
like,
fun.
well, I have to say this, looking at it with this on my laptop as I was, it freaking looks great. And it's amazing how they do this remastering. I don't know. Is that
remastering?
That sounds
digital
really old,
remastering.
Right?
No, it sounds new. If you say digital, it's new, no matter what.
Gotcha.
You should ask
now,
George.
Bobby, were you by the end of this, were you filming with like different lenses and different, like there was a shot early on in this season where the camera was moving through the office and it felt completely different in the scope and the sweep to similar kind of walk and talk shots in, say, seasons 1 and 2. Like, how much did the technology change over the course? Oh, also, we had a question. I think the answer to this is obvious, but Patrick was disputing this. This was all shot on film, yes?
Film, only film.
Wow.
What was this, 35?
Wow.
So
35
here's my question. This was what I wanted to know. Does 16:9 Arliss exist? Because this is all in 4:3.
Is it possible to do a remaster of Arliss with the original 35mm elements in a wider aspect ratio?
Well, you know, I don't know the answer to that. Did we do it? Everything was in 4:3.
Everything's in 4:3 because it's before
before the TVs changed. The TVs changed shape.
Oh, we lost both.
I love his. He keeps us guessing. We never know if he's here, if he's coming back, if he's gone away. He may hate aspect ratio discussions so much that he stormed out.
I don't know if it is a 16:9. I mean, I'm looking at this one here.
It's 4:3. Yeah,
it's 4:3, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just
wondering. Also, we pretty much had the same crew though through the whole thing, which made things easier.
Oh yeah, that was
Steve Conford was our director of photography. The other thing too was I let everybody direct.
That's great.
Everybody who was on the crew pretty much directed because basically I knew, you know.
That was really great, and I wish I had been a little more mature at that time in my confidence about it. It was a great opportunity for so many people. I mean, our script supervisor directed a great episode, and
he wouldn't have given you a director, Michael. Stop it.
What'd you say?
I know what you're doing. You're kind of hedging around like, oh, I would have directed one. He wasn't going to give one to you.
Wow. Why?
Well, now let's put everybody on the spot here. If Arliss returns for an 8th season, will Michael be willing to direct, and will Robert let him?
Yes.
We have a yes from Michael.
Hang on,
Robert is really on the spot here.
Of course.
Of course.
It was a no-brainer. This is the kind of.
I mean, who's gonna? I mean, first of all, Michael's got to remember what it's like putting up with me.
You got
one.
What's that,
Jim?
Oh yeah, there's a nice pause. I like it. Okay,
nice, yes.
You answered it.
Did Jim asked the same question. I don't know.
Did you direct one?
Oh sure.
Oh sure.
Yeah.
Oh sure.
I mean, I haven't.
If we get back up, somebody picks us up. Geez, my dog could direct it. I don't give a shit.
Okay, hang on. Here's the big question. Hang on. Here we go. Watto, would you direct an Arliss?
Well, look. I mean, Bobby has already said if I get to host the Oscars, he will write for me.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not my question.
So what I'm saying in response to your question is, I feel like at that point I owe him the favor. If he would write for my Oscars, the least I could do is direct an Arliss.
There you go.
Now,
By the way, before I forget, I have $100. I have $100 from Mark Cuban.
What? Do you actually?
Well, I got $100 for him.
What does that mean?
Last week, we asked Robert to ask Mark Cuban to donate $100. We wanted to shake $100 at the Bobby's close personal friend, Mark Cuban. Are you telling me that Mark Cuban transferred you $100?
No, I said I've got $100 from him.
What, in a poker game? What does this mean? Elaborate.
Hey, do you care where the money comes from? It's $100.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There you go. For once in your life, be a Republican for a day.
You don't have to tell Watto to stop questioning where money's coming from.
Now I'm fascinated. Did Robert Wool heist $100 from Mark Cuban somehow?
Again,
the tiniest heist in the world.
I'll tell you no lie.
No more questions. No more questions.
These and other questions will be answered.
Wow.
Well, friends, I have a book club to go join.
Oh, Michael, what book? Michael Bookman.
Huh?
Michael Book Club.
Michael Bookman.
What book are you reading in your book club, if you don't mind my asking?
We are reading a book called The Power, which is really good. Sorry. It's a book about a kind of a world where women gain the power to kill men with a touch, and how it would change the political dynamics of everything. And so, yeah, it's good. It's good.
All right. So before you leave, Michael,
can I ask you one question? Michael, whatever happened to that science fiction novel you were writing for 7 years?
It never got published. But I subsequently have had three books published. So
really?
that was Stephen King says every author has a trunk novel. That turned into my trunk novel. I guess it literally took 7 years to write this book, but in the course of that 7 years, while I wasn't doing, while I was on Arliss, in the course of that 7 seasons, every time I wasn't on camera, I was reading somebody's how to write, so I never had any formal training as a writer, but I read everybody's writing books. And Robert did wisely at one point say to me, you could have three books. What do you got 3 books here. And so I broke it. Nobody wanted it, but it's okay. It's the kind of thing where maybe I'll go back and drag it out, a little bit later and see what I can do with it.
Dust it off, baby. Give it another spin. Yeah.
We don't know when film and TV production is coming back, but books can be published. So this might be the time to bring that out.
I know, but now it's very funny because with all of the weirdness of the internet, I wound up publishing it on some website. So now a lot of people don't want to take something if it's been published, and I'm using that as in quotes, even on the web. But like I said, it took. Oh geez, what's happening?
What is this?
What's Turner doing? What is that, Jim?
That's my book.
What is that?
Oh, that's Jim's book.
That's Jim's book.
Jim.
According to Jim.
According to Jim.
But Jim, it's not actually. It doesn't look like a book. It looks more like a series of notes.
It's just a formatting issue. It's just some books come out in trade cloth, some trade paperback, some are on a giant bulletin board.
Got it. I think you should, Jim. I don't know if anyone's advised you, Jim. Maybe you should take each card and sort of stick it together in some sort of linear kind of fashion, and then that we can enjoy it as a sort of a narrative. You know what
Hold
I mean?
on, I got to take this as my agent. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Quick call.
Really?
Jim, what is the book about?
Huh?
What is it?
Diabetes and showbiz memoir. And
oh boy.
Michael, you could be in it.
No.
In it, Michael.
Suddenly, I gotta figure there's a chapter there that's going to mention me.
So anyway, it's just I'm working with 2 different people on it, and I've got about I don't know how many thousands. Most of that. Those are the cards that are written. Then I have another bulletin board with the cards that are not written, and there's about 8 of them, all first draft stuff, but it's there. It's I haven't stopped to read it yet.
Oh boy,
I'm still just bum.
Nobody else has either yet, so don't feel bad about that.
That's true.
Okay.
Remember, Jim. All first drafts are shit. Thank you, James Joyce.
There's truth to that. By the way, Jimmy, once you get it done, ask Bruce Hornsby to do the preface.
Hey.
All right, Michael, before you go, let's all get close to the camera and wave to everybody. We could thank everybody.
I'm looming.
Thank you, guys.
What a wonderful artist it's been.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I got to watch the shows again, so I got to thank you guys up front. So
it was really fun to see them.
It really was fun, and it's fun.
I'm going to use I'm going to use somebody's code, and I'm going to
go down.
Yeah.
Smokes. No, don't do that. You're not supposed to actually say that out loud. You're not supposed to
fine.
say that.
It's fine. Enjoy HBO Max.
Thank you for hooking the three boys up again. I wish we could have gotten Sandra, but
well,
knows where she
maybe
is.
she'll drop by during school.
By the way, I got a couple of posters.
Is she in it?
Jim, what I'm going to do is I'll have Chris bring them over to you, and we'll mail them to Michael, I guess. And maybe you can get Sandra to sign them. I don't know.
I got a whole bunch. Did you guys get those that you sent me, Robert?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, a couple pictures, probably. Yeah.
Chris, from your assistant.
Yeah. So I'll get some posters too. I have. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll figure
There
it
was
out.
just some behind the scenes Arliss talk for you guys. Just
amazing.
Well, thank you guys all. We
Thank you guys.
It would not have been as fun without you guys, and we're so happy that you guys came on as much as you did.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for reintroducing the world to the show, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dale.
Thanks for having us. And what a pleasure to see Janet Varney.
Yeah. There you go. Bring everyone together. All right.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye, Rob.
See you guys.
Bye,
Good to see you again someday.
Seeing you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye, Michael.
Watto.
Bye, Jim. Bye, Bob.
Michael, you're the best in the biz.
Bye.
I'm doing things with my fingers that have no context because I'm so close to the camera, but you know what I mean.
We know what you mean.
We'll never know what the end of that word was.
Boatman's back, baby.
Boatman's back.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Jim's back, baby.
Jim's back.
Goodbye.
Hold on.
Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Because Michael was on my HBO Max, too many people were watching, so
You did not watch the last episode of ARLI.
Well, should we watch it again?
I mean, that's up to you. No, let's watch Scoob. Maybe we'll watch it at the end.
I want to say two things. First of all, I cannot believe we're watching Scoob now. Second of all, like an hour before Jim and Michael and Bobby came on, I hit a level of just like complete disassociation where I no longer understood what the word artless meant.
Can I tell you, I had multiple people not involved with this stream text me to say, is Watto okay?
I don't know. I don't know the answer. I got many texts like that as well.
What number are we at now, donation-wise?
We are at, hang on one sec. We are at, I believe, where we were, which was 7151.
Okay, 75.
Okay. I'm going to refresh because I can't see the chat, so I'll be back in 1 second.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, George.
Watto, what are we going to do about Patrick?
What are we going to do about Patrick?
What are we going to do about Patrick?
Deflect and say that this is about me not feeling well.
Okay, he's back. That's it.
What?
What?
Nothing.
Watto?
Watto.
All right, let's bring up Scoob. We can't be here all night.
Okay, we've got to watch Scoob.
I can't believe I'm watching Scoob for the second time in quarantine. Oh no, the fireworks. The fireworks.
I have to say, Watto's ears hurt so much from wearing those headphones. Like, Watto's experiencing like multiple different types of pain right now.
Yeah. Okay, let me bring up the Scoob graphic. Currently watching Scoob. Okay, and I'm ready when you guys are.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm not even out. I'm still on the Arliss page. Oh, you know what?
Did it recommend it?
It recommended Scoob.
No, it didn't.
Hold on. I'll show you. Hold on. I'll show you.
It's Scoob.
I don't believe that, George.
Did you see that?
It says recommendation, Scoob. It's true.
Wow.
He's telling
Wow.
me. Okay.
Okay.
Telling you the Scoob.
Okay. I'm gonna take.
Settle in for some Scoob.
Yeah, let's settle in for Scoob. Hang on.
Hold on. Let me get ready. Hold on just a second.
Watto, take over the stream for a second.